To callelders.com. If you have ankle dysfunction, you fix it. If you have
Good morning, online universe.
So how come when it comes to erectile dysfunction, most guys don't fix it?
Woo!
Fix ED with a breakthrough procedure called focused linear compression therapy that offers no pain, no side effects, and no downtime. And right now, we're offering your first complete treatment free, a $600 value with qualifying protocol enrollment. Fix your ED. Call San Antonio's only trusted focused linear compression therapy provider today at 830-410-8181. Don't let a slick Willie or some Johnny
I won't say it.
throw you a fast one.
Don't, because you'll come over and kick your ass.
That's true.
In a headlock.
In a headlock.
Jamming on the ones. Hey man, I put a bunch of Paul McCartney songs in there. It's his 80th birthday tomorrow, so if you can mix them in throughout the morning, that would be great.
Tracy Bogert, welcome.
MENDIAR, Mindia. Yes, we know the jingles. We sing them. I sing them in my car all the time.
Where next? You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
When I'm at home and I want to hear what's going on in the world, I just say, Alexa, play
Alexa, what the fuck is going on?
Okay. News Radio
I gotta try that one.
100 WOAI
Doesn't work.
on iHeartRadio. No wonder they call it a smart speaker.
News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Woo! Yeah. Let's get it on.
In the words of Marvin Gaye. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. Good morning and welcome into the 17th day of June. Father's Day this Sunday. We will celebrate fathers on this program this morning. Good morning, Charity. How are you? It's that day. I know it's that day. I almost said the F word. Chris, how are you this morning?
I am always better on that day. This day.
This day that we are talking about, we have finally made it. It has been a week. It's always a week, isn't it?
Yeah.
But this one seems like it's longer than most. We say that every day or every time on this particular day because today is
Friday!
Friday-luia. Good job. Give yourself a round of applause, jump up and down, do the wave, let everybody know it's Friday and it's time to get this party started. And it is a very special Friday. It is Father's Day weekend, and we will celebrate dads all morning long. Details right after traffic and weather.
On the west side of town, the road construction we had set up on Route 410 northbound between Ingram Road and Exchange Parkway has been cleared. And on the southwest side, there's so many reports of an overturned vehicle working on I-35 northbound near Palo Alto Road. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nancy.
Plenty of sunshine today, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. Tomorrow, clouds and sun mixed, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. Your Father's Day forecast, partly cloudy skies, highs 100, 75 right now. Even though I butchered the open, it is finally Friday. I almost said the F word like 3 times. I know. I mean, look, a long day yesterday. Watched a lot of golf yesterday. Was flipping back and forth between the hearings and the golf won out. I watched more golf than I did just about anything else. And I actually found out. So I learned something watching a golf tournament yesterday. What do you call a flock of turkeys? And I forgot what it was.
It's Friday.
Yeah, it is Friday. I'll find it.
A Friday
Oh, here it
flock
is.
is what I call a
I found it.
flock of turkeys.
Yeah, they told me yesterday.
Flurkeys.
Yeah, flurkeys. That's what it is. No, a rafter. A
A
rafter of turkeys, because there was turkeys that came across the fairway during the golf tournament yesterday, and the one guy said, "Oh, look, a flock of turkeys," and the other Englishman said, "Oh, no, that's a rafter." And I went, "What?" And then they mentioned that you can call them a flock of turkeys or a rafter of turkeys.
Never in my life have I heard of a rafter of turkeys.
I'm 58. Yeah, 58 years old. No, 59. I'm 59 now. Yeah, I don't even know how old I am this morning. I'm telling you, it was a long day yesterday, and I'd never heard that in my life. And I've always called them a flock of turkeys.
Yeah.
But flock is actually correct, but rafter, I guess, is another way to say flock. Yeah.
We learn things on this show.
Yeah. I think we should just start over.
Yeah.
What do you think? Let's do a do-over. It's a rafter of turkeys, and I don't even know what day it is. Yeah, I think I'm 59. Yeah, it's this 2022, right? Yeah, I'm 59. I'll be 60 next year. So that's how I know. 60,
We'll celebrate.
60 Palooza's coming next year. All right, so it is Father's Day weekend. We are asking a couple things from you on this Father's Day because we want to help celebrate Father's Day with you.
Well, we'd love to see your dad. We posted at the Twitter account of 1200 WOAI right now. You can see a great photo of Charity with her father when she's a toddler. Mr. T, Tim Merryman, a little older with his dad. That's a great photo as well. And a photo of me with my dad when I'm a toddler. So we're just so many ways, Tim, we're going to celebrate. One of the ways we do want to celebrate, send us a photo of your dad. Tell us about your dad.
Yes.
What did he do? Why was your dad special in your life? What did your dad do to make you smile? And how does your dad influence how you behave today as an adult?
Exactly. And we're asking your input via our talkback feature. Pick up the mic, talk to us. Tell us about your dad. Wish him a happy Father's Day. If he gave you any dad wisdom or dadisms, share that with you. Or if you'd like to go in the dad joke way, we'll take that too, because I found a bunch of them. I like this one. I only seem to get sick on weekdays. I must have a weekend immune system. Something like that. So keep them coming. Just if you don't have the iHeartRadio app, download it. It's free. Once you get it, search 1200 WOAI. Just hit the little microphone, start talking. You got 30 seconds. You're picking up the mic and talking to us. Almost called it a gafter, but it's rafter.
A rafter.
Yeah. I'm saying
and it was an Englishman who said
yes,
it's actually called a rafter.
A rafter
of turkey.
And I'm like, you
Shut up,
pretentious fucker.
Brit. It's America.
Yeah.
America.
We call them, we call them Thanksgiving.
We call them a shitload of turkeys.
Yeah, a bunch of turkeys. What brand of underwear do scientists wear? This one is going to take some working to figure out. Calvin Klein.
Oh, yeah. Calvin Klein. That's I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
Which days are the strongest?
No idea.
Saturday and Sunday. The rest are weekdays.
Very good. Very good.
I just found out
we need rim shots. Jeremy needs. We need a rim shot.
I just found out I'm colorblind. The news came out of the purple.
That's very good.
My dad was colorblind, and when he was in Turkey, my sister Kathy, my middle sister, the pickle lady, sent him socks for Christmas, and they were all black, blue, and brown, and she wrapped them all separately.
Wow.
Just to fuck with him, man.
That's
know what?
Funny bit.
He loved it.
Yeah.
He loved it. That's the kind of guy he was, man. And I remember him coming into my sister, my youngest older sister, and asking her, "Do these socks match?" And she was in bed, and she says, "If you want them to."
Very funny.
So we got all pissed off. I need to know. I can't tell.
These candidates are listening right now, looking for new
Okay, now I
Let the community know you're hiring. Visit
Yeah.
540. I have it listed as a talk segment, but
Yes.
here it says flashback. That's
No,
right before
flashback.
flashback.
Flashback on the right means that's coming up
That's coming.
next.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have
I'll
places.
figure
to
this
put it.
out
Yeah,
eventually.
I know. But yeah, no, we're talking about the January 6th hearings there.
There. Okay. Now I see it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X.
Cool.
Yeah, and the only reason I don't put anything in that 50 segment is usually we're catching up there.
Right. Yeah.
Usually that's where we have to make up time.
Oh, God.
For details.
Hello, this is Joe Cordell. Cordell is a firm that
What's a
practices
group of
family law
baboons?
exclusively.
This is
We
if a
focus
flock
on
of turkeys
one
is a
area
raptor, what's a
to
group of
maximize our
baboons?
strength and
A
effectiveness.
Congress.
As advocates,
Appropriate, isn't it?
Nice.
everything on the line.
A Congress.
Savings.
A Congress of baboons has just arrived.
If we can be of help to
Oh,
you,
God.
give us a call.
Da-da.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell's San Antonio area attorneys. Offices in San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
Just ahead of a quick update from Charity McCurdy in the 24-hour news center. How's our weekend going to be? We welcome in News 4 San Antonio meteorologist Jeanette Kaye. Good morning, Jeanette.
Thank you. Good morning. Happy Friday. We made it
Yippee-ki-yay.
Looking at mostly sunny skies this afternoon.
That should be her nickname. Jeanette Yippee-ki-yay.
Let's check in with Yippee. See if I worked there, I'd be calling her Yippee.
Yeah, Yippee.
Hey, what's up, Yippee?
Yippee was a hippie, and on Laughing, they said, "You bet your sweet bippy." We got to bring that phrase. You bet your sweet bippy.
Right.
Next week, it looks like the heat intensifies a tad. Monday, a high of 103. By next Tuesday,
I also want to bring back ragamuffin. My
Oh, I like
grandmother used to call me a ragamuffin. Don't be a ragamuffin.
Thanks, Jeanette. 75 degrees. Charity, what's going on?
Well, several San Antonio area fire crews are battling a large brush fire on the city's south side. It started in a hay field on Roosevelt Avenue south of Loop 410. No word yet as to what caused the fire or whether there are any injuries. More than 24
Hey, this is JK from the Chronicles.
to also protect nearby
My sister had a divorce
businesses.
party.
The blaze is reportedly
Oh, yeah.
not far from a fuel storage location and has spread to over 200
Yeah,
acres.
dude.
But it appears
I'm not
crews
talking
have a
Barbie
handle on
today.
it. Only 8 fire
God, that
units
was so
are
funny
now on
yesterday,
the
that
scene.
Barbie segment.
Well, the World
Yeah.
Cup will play matches in Southeast and North Texas in 2026. Barbara Shorts reports.
Games will be played at AT&T Stadium in Arlington and NRG Stadium in Houston. Harris County
It's
Judge
rough,
Billy
yeah.
Walker grew up watching the World
Hey,
Cup.
rough,
The
yeah.
last World Cup, 3 billion people.
And seriously, do I got to wake up every morning to somebody going in someplace and shooting people? It's getting old.
It's every single day
It
now.
is.
Yeah.
In church, you can't even go to church anymore. You can't go to the grocery store. You can't go to school. You know where the safest place to be? I hate to say this, a gun range.
Wow. That's
How
ironic
is that
and true.
freaking possible?
And air travelers
And I don't get why Marvel doesn't use Hope to advertise more. He's basically one big banner.
Very good.
On the west side of town, the road construction we have set up on Loop 410 northbound between Ingram Road and Exchange Parkway has been cleared. And on the southwest side, reports of an overturned vehicle were
Oh my
found
God.
northbound near Palo Alto Road. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. Sean and Ann's News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Sunny skies today, highs in the upper 90s, near 100, 75 right now. Coming up, your Fox Business News, and at 5:40, the January 6th committee hearings back underway yesterday. We'll recap what you might have missed. Well, 2 people dead in the Alabama church shooting near Birmingham, according to the Vestivia Hills Police Captain Shane Ware said they're still trying to piece together exactly what happened. The attack took place at the St. Stephen's Episcopal Church in Vista Via Hills. Of course, we got the FBI, ATF, and U.S. Marshals and local law enforcement all responded to the scene. The shooter was taken into custody and still no motive yet. And it comes on the eve of the 7th anniversary of that massacre at the Mother Emanuel AME Church in Charleston, South Carolina. Is it me, or does this seem to be happening on a daily basis now? Somebody going in someplace and shooting up somebody.
You know, I always go back to when I was a little kid. I remember Charles Whitman on the clock tower at the University of Texas, and it was such an aberration.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, oh my God, this guy went up with a rifle and he started shooting people. And Tim, it feels like every morning we come in here and we talk about the news. And where was yesterday's
Alabama
mass shooting? And it was 2 people, but that's too many.
Amen.
And a church in Alabama. It is unreal.
No. Yeah. Yeah, it's just so sad. It's a sad state we live in right now. Sad state of this country, I should say, because it just seems like this is going on more and more. And I don't know what to do about it. I mean, gun legislation's getting ready to do something, but will that be enough? We don't know. We don't know. But what we do know is it's time for your Fox Business News. Fuck.
This is the Fox Business Report.
Woo!
It's been a turbulent week.
Leah Sawyer, welcome in. Peter Villarreal, welcome in. Peter says, good morning, gentlemen. Peter,
Don't
we're
call
no
his name.
gentlemen.
Don't call his name. Did you know that your pupils are the last part to stop working when you die?
I did not know that.
Yeah, they die late.
Jesus.
Oh, come on. That's funny shit.
We need rim shots.
Oh, yeah. Give me a dad joke. Okay, this ain't good.
By 2025, the joint venture will have Sony creating software and technology,
Chin
and
girl.
Honda adding expertise in building and selling cars. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Kosola, invested in you.
Big news. Greta Van Susteren is hosting her new show, The
Mother
Record with
of
Greta
God,
Van Susteren.
dude.
It's just launched on Newsmax each night at 6
I
p.m.
didn't know Greta was still around.
Yeah.
I guess she is.
And without
Yeah.
the media spin. She's smart, tough, and always fair. Find Greta on
She's like a
Newsmax,
cockroach, dude.
America's
Gotta hand it to her,
news
though.
channel.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
Yeah,
go all the way back to when we first,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
TV, she doesn't look like a TV person.
But she was good.
Yeah, she was very good.
Newsmax is real news.
Good for her.
Make this the year you'll go to our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Oh, Lord. Won't you buy me
a Mercedes Benz?
Only available while supplies last, or until 1 p.m. Eastern today. So don't miss it. Plus, add a Capital One Access Pass to your purchase to attend a VIP event with a private performance from Avril Lavigne. Only available during the cardholder presale.
Pre-sale tickets are limited and will go fast at iHeartRadio.com/Capital One.
What will put you and your love on cloud 9 this June? It's Diamonds Direct's most amazing offer this year. Right now, for a limited time on any purchase, the best price. Pay nothing down.
Yeah, and how can anybody believe that the Vice President of the United States has the power to overturn an election? That is just
Not how our freaking democracy
It
works.
does not work like
Yeah.
that. There's no way one person can have that much power.
Right. Oh, you know, I know the vote went this way, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it. So, Mike, can you go out there and tell him that I'm the president, please?
Jesus.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah. Right.
I stay with my mom. She gets the newspaper, so I bring it in.
Cool.
Old
That's a
man,
newspaper.
old man that I am, reading the newspaper.
That's a newspaper.
See, kids, we used to get our news like this.
Back in the old days.
This was called a newspaper. They actually put the news
In a paper.
on paper.
Paper. That's
And-
unique.
people would get the news delivered to them by
Whoa!
a paper boy.
It was Uber Eats before Uber Eats.
Exactly. It was crazy. So I am now reading the morning newspaper.
People here are raving about QC Kinetics and how regenerative medicine has changed their life. People like Helen, an avid mountain climber who got sidelined when an accident.
Thank you, Peter. It's the old soldier in me, guys, that I respect. I get it. Hard for me to read this time of morning, but yeah, I'm the same way, Peter. Generally. All right. Excuse my reading glasses, but this newspaper print is kind of small to read. Good morning, Leah. Good morning, anybody who's in here right now. We're going to talk about the, and I know Tracy brought it up, we're going to talk about the January 6th hearings. I know, Tracy, you were talking about the retired federal judge, Michael Luddig.
License 363-080 M18580.
When your AC breaks down, call Gello. Digital Duncan works on every brand of air conditioner. When we hook up Digital Duncan, playtime is over. Digital Duncan doesn't guess. Digital Duncan knows what's wrong. When your AC breaks down, call Gello. Digital Duncan works on every brand of air conditioner, even yours. Buy a new Gettle AC today and we'll install it tomorrow. Gello, GOETTL. We'll keep you cool, but it's hard to spell.
America's Diamond offers our 5-year, 60-month financing program every day of the year. You don't have to wait for a sale to get 5-year financing with credit approval, or wait for a sale to get our guaranteed America's Diamond price, because we treat everyone fairly and with respect every day of the year. For almost 40 years, we have designed and created our extraordinary diamond jewelry right here in San Antonio. When you buy at America's Diamond, your money stays in San Antonio. Our whole company is located here and locally owned. Our kids and grandkids go to school here. All 40 of our coworkers live and shop in San Antonio for everything. Through the years, America's Diamond has supported thousands of wonderful charity events in San Antonio.
We're in Beatles today
and of the University of Texas
in honor of Paul McCartney's 80th birthday, which I believe is tomorrow.
Tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or see it right now at americasdiamond.com.
This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeart radio station.
The funerals for the victims of the Uvalde school shooting are coming to an end. It's Friday. Good morning. I'm Charity.
Charity with the headlines.
Stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the southwest side of town.
Give you a charity photo here if I can find it.
Working on I-35 northbound near Palo Alto Road, so expect delays in the area. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI. This report is sponsored by
Hector Gomez, good morning.
Attorneys available 24/7.
Thomas J. Henry Law has more than 2,700 five-star Google reviews from satisfied clients. If you've been injured and need an attorney, don't leave your case to chance. Contact Thomas J. Henry today at tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
A Weather Channel forecast for this Friday. Sunshine, a high in the upper 90s. Tonight's low 72. Right now we're at 76 degrees. 5:32 at News Radio 1200 WOAI. Only one funeral remains for the victims of last month's deadly school shooting in Uvalde. Yesterday, 11-year-old Layla Salazar was the last shooting victim to be buried in Uvalde. The final victim, 10-year-old Uzziah Garcia, will be buried in his hometown of San Angelo. The Texas House of Representatives committee investigating the Robb Elementary mass shooting met yesterday and heard testimony from 5 witnesses. The Robb Elementary School principal and superintendent testified about the shooting in which 19 students and 2 teachers were killed. Texas Representative Dustin Burrows said that the committee is still finalizing a witness list.
Uvalde ISD Police Department is being cooperative, and we look forward to their testimony. We're very appreciative of that. There is a question mark, however, about the Uvalde Police Department itself, about whether or not they will visit with us voluntarily.
He says the others they visited with were open and transparent. The lead Republican negotiator in the Senate's effort to write a bipartisan gun safety bill apparently walked out of talks yesterday. Texas Republican John Cornyn told reporters he doesn't know what Democratic Senators Chris Murphy of Connecticut and Kirsten Sinema of Arizona had in mind, but that he says when he was done talking. Murphy and Republican Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina later said the talks are close to reaching agreement and that legislative text for a bill could emerge in the next few days. The January 6th House Committee is releasing video clips of witnesses to a phone call between then President Trump and Vice President Pence on the morning of January 6th of last year. Bree Jackson reports.
During the third public hearing of the House Committee investigating the Capitol insurrection, testimony centered around former President Trump's failed attempts to pressure his own vice president to overturn the 2020 election results.
Former first daughter,
It is cold in here.
described the call as pretty
Yep.
heated. She says it was a different tone than she had heard her father use with the VP before. Other witnesses talked about hearing Trump use the word wimp while accusing Pence of not being tough enough.
Called him a wimp.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Trump
Jesus.
has an annual conservative get-together tonight in Nashville.
The Faith and Freedom Coalition welcomes the 45th president as the keynote speaker for the Road to Majority Policy Conference tonight at the Gaylord Opryland Resort and Convention Center.
You say
That's
Gaylord?
designed to empower conservative activists to fight for their
An unusual name for an Opryland.
engagement and voter turnout ahead of the 2022 midterms. Former President Trump's address tonight ahead of a potential 2024 bid for the White House. Other potential future Republican presidential candidates also speaking at the Faith and Freedom
Jesus, got
Forum,
nothing, man.
including Florida
This
Governor
ain't
Ron
good.
DeSantis, Mike Pompeo, and Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Jeff Manosso, Fox
Jeff
News.
Manosso.
Jeff
Party's convention is
Manosso.
underway in downtown Houston. Claims of voter fraud remain one of the hot topics for the GOP, but social issues, including education, will also be discussed. Republicans want a voucher system to help families move their children out of public schools. This is the first time delegates to the biennial convention are meeting in person since 2018 because of the pandemic. The convention concludes Saturday. President Biden is speaking out about the nationwide impact of inflation. Fox's Griff Jenkins has more.
In his first print interview since May of last year, President Biden told the AP yesterday that a recession is not inevitable and refuses to accept responsibility for that inflation, saying this, quote, "We're in a stronger position than any nation in the world to overcome this inflation. If it's my fault, why is it the case in every other major industrial country in the world?"
Yeah, my friend was showing me his tool shed and pointed to a ladder. That's my step ladder, he said. I never knew my real ladder.
Very good.
Why is it so cheap to throw a party at a haunted house? Because the ghosts bring all the booze.
Very good.
The administration says addressing inflation is a top priority. A pilot's in the hospital after crashing his small plane in
I like this one too. What's the difference between a well-dressed man on a unicycle and a poorly dressed man on a bicycle? Attire.
Very nice.
I hate my job. All I do is crush cans all day. It's so depressing. You know what? If I just sit here and read dad jokes all morning, we're going to have some
That could
fun.
be it. That could be the way to go. You got a laugh from Leah Sawyer. She gave you an LOL on the live video feed.
Well, then you might hear some of these twice, people. I have 200 of them, so get ready.
Either neighboring Oklahoma or Nebraska have reported such a high number of cattle deaths. Tom Graham, Fox News.
All air travelers in San Antonio will soon be able to get alcoholic beverages to go at airport restaurants. City Council amended an ordinance yesterday to allow passengers waiting for their flights at San Antonio International to carry their drinks into the public terminal areas, which was previously not allowed. The change takes effect a week from Sunday. It's 5:37 now with breaking crime news from around the country. Here's Nancy Grace.
Okay, so I'm teasing
Flashback.
And
And yesterday you were last, right?
I
Yes.
think so.
So you're second today
Okay.
until Monday. Monday is when we start our little
Woo! We're gonna mix it up.
Little rotation.
A lawnmower thief tries to escape Alabama police by stealing a kayak.
And out of this at about 43,
40,
30.
43, 40.
Okay, 43 to 44.
40, yeah.
Okay.
If you do that, then we'll have time at the last segment to do some Father's
And that's
Day.
just a lockout. It's not a toss to charity.
No, it's just a lockout. Just straight to spots.
Woo! When you said you have 200 of these, Leah said, "Bring it."
Who were the greenest presidents in U.S. history? The Bushes.
Traffic and weather together in just a minute, but first a check of your
Very
volume in
nice.
the world of business. Following another down day on Wall Street, we say good Friday morning to Ed Corey live at the Bloomberg News Desk.
I'm just reading them and they're making me laugh.
Yesterday, we saw a slide that again was prompted by fears of what's coming next for the economy with inflation.
So is Jeremy bringing some Beatles or McCartney this morning?
Yes.
Sweet.
126 points. For all the talk of plunging stocks and a possible recession, investors are still piling into American stocks. They attracted about $15 billion in the week to June 15th, their sixth consecutive week of additions, according to Bank of America. The summer wedding season is
I gotta tell you this one. This morning, Siri said, "Don't call me Shirley. I accidentally left my phone in airplane mode."
I don't get it.
This morning, Siri said, "Don't call me Shirley. I accidentally left my phone in airplane mode." Airplane, the movie.
Oh, now I get it. It's one of my. Whenever somebody says Shirley, to this day,
Don't call me Shirley.
To this day, I say, "Don't call me Shirley."
No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio.
I didn't relate the airplane mode to the movie Airplane.
Exactly.
Strangely.
Now traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the southwest side of town, we have reports of an overturned vehicle bound near Palo Alto Road, so expect delays in the area. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is
And yesterday, watching golf, I succumbed to advertising.
We'll see, advertising works.
It does work because I'm sitting there watching the golf tournament. They kept showing beer commercials, and I was like, "Fuck it."
I want one now.
Yeah.
Was it still morning? Was it like 11 o'clock?
No, it was. Yeah, actually, it was. Yes, it was actually. But hey, can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
Well, it's like, and my sister got me started on drinking mimosas in the morning.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought, it's a mimosa. There's some orange, I can drink in the morning. There's some orange juice in that.
Yeah,
Some
then that
mimosa.
turns
Come on.
into
It's not that bad.
No.
I'll have another. Before I know it, I've guzzled the whole bottle.
All right, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Stand by.
Cut you underwater? Check out Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Little Sir Paul McCartney for you, soon to be Lord Paul McCartney, and soon to be 80 years old. That would be tomorrow. We'll be talking some Paul McCartney. In fact, Charlie Parker, his commentary coming up in the next half hour. We'll talk about Sir, soon to be Lord Paul McCartney. It's San Antonio's First News. I'm Chris Duel, along with Charity McCurdy, Mr. T, Tim Merryman, and the man spinning the tunes, who has an appreciation for the Beatles and Paul McCartney, young 24-year-old Jeremy Kolok. I dig it when a 20-something digs the Beatles. Yes, and if you're watching the live video feed, Mr. T and I have our Beatles gear on. Charity? Yes.
Yeah, actually, during the meeting last night that we had about what we're going to wear today,
Right.
It came up.
I know. We gotta get you the memo next time.
Uh-oh.
We know what to get you now.
That's right. Her birthday.
You're
was
getting
just
a
day
Beatles
before
shirt
yesterday. So
I'm going to get you a Beatles shirt. All right, Charity and Tim, the January 6th committee again yesterday making headlines. A lot of takeaways from the hearings yesterday. One of my big takeaways, we knew Vice President Mike Pence was in danger, but they really underscored how close he was to the rioters. 40 feet. They were within 40 feet of him. Things could have gone real bad.
The thing that got me was when they evacuated him to a basement part of that building and wanted him to leave. They wanted to get him in a car to leave, and he refused. He refused to leave because he knew he still had work to do. So he stayed down there, and they had pictures of him sitting on his phone, and just he looked bad. He looked like very, very disturbed.
Yeah.
And it was a trip.
Well, and I think there's two ways to view that, T. I mean, one, you can say that's very, very courageous that he stayed, because he says now he didn't want the rest of the world seeing the vice president fleeing the Capitol while there was a mob descending upon it. Then there's the other school of thought that says the goal of the President Trump that day, was to get Mike Pence out of that Capitol, because they could not have resumed with the electoral vote count. So that's the flip side of that. It's like he didn't want to leave because he wanted to, and there is talk that he might have been in fear for where the Secret Service might be taking him if he did leave.
Wow.
We'll talk more about that. It's a huge story. Lots more coming up, including Flashback, brought to you by Brown Chevrolet. I think Tim won yesterday.
I did.
Will Tim Merryman defend his title into the weekend? We're about to find out. You're listening to San Antonio's First News on News Radio 1200 WOAI. Yeah, it went longer than I thought. I glanced up at the clock. I thought we were in the 43.
It goes away real fast, man. Plus, that bottom of the hour with all the shit that's there.
Yeah,
we don't normally get it till about 41. So it's.
I will look at the clock.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, I tell you.
It is what it is.
All right, Bruce Bowen. It is what it is.
Oh, is that a Bruce Bowenism?
That is a Bruce Bowenism. That's a Bowenism if I've ever heard one.
Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS said you
Son of a bitch, man.
Payment you may not owe what
This
they
ain't
claim.
good.
Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the
Well, and
IRS
Tracy,
on your behalf.
in addition to what you're saying there, not only was nothing really done to stop it, at 2:24, and that was part of the hearing yesterday, Trump sent a tweet which, denouncing Pence for not stopping things, and that further inflamed the protesters / rioters. My God, it would have been, and even some of the testimony. One dude said, it's gonna be revolution if it goes down. If they would have gotten to Pence, or if Pence would have gone along with Trump, because if you're Pence, he could have thought, all right, I'll do this, and if it's overturned by the Supreme Court later, then so be it. But my marching orders from my commander-in-chief are to do this.
He actually took an oath to uphold the Constitution, and in the Constitution, there is nothing that says that one man has that much power.
True. Yep.
And if I ever find the doctor who screwed up my limb replacement surgery, I'll kill him with my bare hands. What do you call a line of men waiting to get haircuts? A barbecue.
A barbecue.
Oh, God. Did you know that the first French fries weren't cooked in France?
Did not know that.
They were cooked in Greece.
Nice. Greece is the word. It's got groove. It's got meaning.
It's easy to convince ladies not to eat Tide Pods, but it's harder to deter gents.
Nice.
into physical gold today. To help you get started, my friends at Coach Gold have created a free.
I'm so tired of Zeke. I just think he's not engaged.
Well, here's
I
the
think he's
thing.
a slacker.
Ever since they gave him
Stoner.
that giant
Yeah.
paycheck,
Yeah.
he can't run anymore because his damn wallet weighs too much.
I'm ready to move on.
They should have never paid him that.
Yeah.
Never. Look, it's Chris Duel. It is.
R&R Auto Glass.
It's fixed position auto.
Fixed every day. I
It's
hope
exactly the same
I hope
time.
the 548
It's the
audience
exact same time.
supports
To
them.
be honest with you, we have a bigger audience in the 5 o'clock hour than we do in the other hour.
No kidding.
There's no competition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of competition,
Oh.
Chris Glasgow, do you know him? He's the board op for the morning show on KTSA.
No, don't know.
Been there forever. Good guy. He texted me yesterday. He took a job at Sirius XM
Did he really?
in Washington, D.C.
No shit.
So I want to make sure they don't try to poach
No,
him.
they can't. We won't let that happen.
All right. Well,
I will go over there and hunt him down.
they
Quit giving out his full name
they
then.
poached Rudy J. Brought
Yeah.
him over there.
Yeah.
Dylan Emery, the blue collar sports guy,
Oh, yeah.
says they're trying to poach him.
I like him. by the way.
They
Oh, here we go. Just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together on this finally Friday edition of San Antonio's First News. Also, Father's Day weekend edition of San Antonio's First News. More on dads coming up. But Charity, Chris, are you guys ready?
yes.
Let's go. Ooh. Ooh. Dr. Noah Drake. Man, this is too easy.
I think I got it.
All right, Charity, you get all three choices. 80, 81, or 82.
And Charity is correct.
Yeah,
so
we're not even going to play.
I will
man.
take-
Say, man, come on.
I will take 82 just for the hell of it.
I don't even look. Just give it to Charity. Tell her what you won. No, it's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, way to go, Charity.
She is the champion.
She is.
Woo.
Wow. Yeah, to me, it was the very first thing with the shootings in Atlanta. I was
Yeah.
a senior in high school. I remember exactly where I was when that happened.
I changed colleges in the summer of '81, and I remember Raiders of the Lost
Yes.
Ark coming out.
Yes,
So,
it was a great movie, by the way. That song, not so much. But, yeah. Yeah.
Rick Springfield, that's a classic.
Wait, you call him Rick Springfield.
That's a rock and roll classic.
I call him Dr. Noah Drake
All right.
because that's where I first saw him on General Hospital.
That
so.
song is on my pool playlist. When I'm hanging at the pool, Jesse's Girl is on that playlist.
It is, and I'm sorry. I just. Yeah.
So is Every Breath You Take by the Police.
That's
like
the
Creeper
stalker
songs.
anthem. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Charity. What else is going on?
And she's loving him with that body. I just know it.
I just don't like
She's
that
loving him
song.
with that body. I just know it.
Now, see, when he did the Sammy Hagar song, I liked. I would do anything for you, but it would.
But I won't do that.
Done
That's a Meatloaf.
everything for you. You've done nothing for me. Yeah, that one.
Christopher Reed, good morning. Michelle Johnson from
Superman?
Marysville, Kansas.
Superman's?
Superman Reed.
Oh, Reed.
Not Reeve.
Okay,
Although,
I know.
Lucinda, good morning.
On the southwest side, the overturned vehicle we reported on I-35 northbound at Palo Alto Road has been cleared. And on the west side of town, we have a disabled vehicle on the right shoulder of Highway 90 eastbound at Navalitos. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Second half of the year looking busier than the first? Hire with Indeed. Their powerful platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates in one place. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Plenty of sunshine today, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. Tomorrow, clouds in the morning, sun in the afternoon, highs in the upper 90s, near 100 on Father's Day. Partly cloudy skies, highs 100. 75 right now. Coming up in the 6 o'clock hour, Charlie Parker's commentary on Sir Paul McCartney's 80th birthday. Those were the days, brought to you by Brown Chevrolet and Kim Commando's Digital Life Hack. All that's coming up before 7 o'clock. Coming right up, your daily tech update with Kim Commando. But it is Father's Day weekend, so we're asking you a couple of things. First, we'd like some photos.
Yes, and you can see our photos at 1200 WOAI on Twitter. We've already got it up there. Charity with her dad, Tim with his dad, me with my dad. We'd love to see a photo of your dad and tell us a little bit something about him. Either tweet it to at 1200 WOAI or send it by any platform to Tim, to Charity, to me. We'll post that. We want to celebrate your dad.
And we're also asking your input via the talkback feature. You pick up the mic. Tell us about your dad, some dadism, some advice he gave you, or maybe a dad joke like this one. My friend was showing me his tool shed and pointing to a ladder. That's my step ladder, he said. I never knew my real ladder.
We need rim shots. We need rim shots.
Yeah, so yeah, dad jokes will work. I like dad jokes. If you don't send dad jokes in, I'm going to sit here all morning long and read dad jokes. I have a lot of them.
I'm okay with that.
Are you?
I'm okay. If you do that, I'm okay with that.
What do you call a Frenchman wearing sandals? Felipe Flop. I just found out I'm colorblind. The news came out of the purple. I have a lot of them. So
bring them.
Yeah, I could do that all morning long, but I'd rather hear from you via the talkback feature. Once again, pick up the mic, talk to us, tell us about your dad, a dadism, some advice maybe that he gave you, or just a dad joke would be just fine. Just fine. Right now, though, here's your Kim Commando digital daily tech update. Sorry, I'm an hour ahead. I'm trying to get out of here.
Yeah. Amber says, what a magical night at Wolf Stadium last night. The Missions win with a walk-off pop fly. And I think they were wearing the Uvalde
Yes, they were.
uniform.
Yes, they were. I really wanted to go.
They should sell those and give them.
They're auctioning them
off.
They're
auctioning the one the players wore.
Right, but they should
I would buy. Yeah,
I would go buy one in a heartbeat.
Yeah, and the proceeds go to the
By the way,
there.
do you know Brittany Spain?
Yes.
If you see her, get a Uvalde t-shirt from her. She
Oh
gave
my
me
God.
a couple yesterday.
Oh God.
Yeah,
I'd
she
love
said
one.
they got a bunch.
Okay. I'd love to have one.
It's Uvalde strong.
Cool.
Pretty cool because it's a nice shirt.
Nice.
$30 million they have now. The big takeaway, Elon Musk says that if it's legal to say,
Did it get you to 100?
I don't need to be 100.
Are you listening,
Just need to
Donald
be
Trump?
away from where I was.
At commando.com.
If you ever need it, I usually have it.
Well, like I said, I got one in my car, and I thought about it this morning, but I was fucking half asleep, so
You'll probably be fine. But what
I was
if
driving in
you
my
take
sleep. I was
Elon's
sleeping
way
while I
where
was
it's
driving.
dog nap? It's always better to be careful, especially with as simple as using ExpressVPN. Every time you connect to an unencrypted network in cafes, hotels,
Charity McCurdy coming up
your online data is
with the headlines.
any hacker on the
So Amber was there at Wolf Stadium last night, and apparently that was also the big Mike Taylor get together. If I didn't have to go to bed at 8 o'clock at night for this show, I would have been there. Get you a Charity McCurdy photo.
Just fire up the ExpressVPN app.
Since we'll be hearing her headlines.
Visit ExpressVPN.
There we go. In fact, I'm also going to show you,
That's expressvpn.com.
if I can,
expressvpn.com/Kim.
we have photos of each of us with our dads. I'll show you that here in a sec, I think. There it is. So, man, it's still uploading. Why is that taking so long to upload? Usually much faster than that. Okay, there it is. So there is a photo. Upper left, Charity McCurdy and her father when she was a toddler. Below that, Mr. Tim Merryman with his dad. And to the right of that, me with my dad somewhere in Arizona on the side of the road on a family trip. That would have been about 1962. That's how old I am. Beth Settle. Good morning, Beth.
And customer service folks to join our team. You don't have to have a lot of experience. We can teach you everything you need to know. We have a training center.
Welcome in, Beth. Good to see you. Okay, so let me put that photo up again. There it is.
I'm going to pay you more than average to start because happy employees make happy customers. To apply,
upper left, Charity and her dad, Tim Merryman and his dad, and me and my dad.
Pay nothing down and get 0 interest financing for 5 whole years. Imagine a $10,000 designer ring or diamond bracelet for less than $170 a month. 0 down, 0 interest for
Neff Ozuna, welcome in. One of the greatest names ever. Neff Ozuna.
Now through June 30th at Diamonds Direct. Get details, store hours, and more at diamondsdirect.com. On approved credit. You need an extra key for your home or business? Need a safe for valuables? Guaranteed Lock and Safe can help. There's a full-service locksmith shop that can handle your commercial, residential, and automotive needs. With a large selection of key and key accessories, padlocks, and safes, they have
all right, in a moment, we'll put Charity up here. I'm going to step out for a moment.
The dealership, stop by their store on Heatner, just past Fredericksburg Road at 10501 Heatner. Call them at 494-5500.
Here comes Charity.
5500, guaranteed lock and safe. Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Top of the hour in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6 o'clock.
It's far from smooth sailing as negotiations over a gun safety bill are still being worked out on Capitol Hill. It is Friday. Good morning. I'm Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the southwest side, the overturned vehicle we have
My Beatles gear for Sir Paul McCartney's 80th birthday. He's soon to be a Lord. That'll be Lord Paul McCartney.
Any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number's 210-785-2601. I'm Sean and Ant's News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Your Weather Channel forecast for this Friday. Sunshine, a high in the upper 90s. Tonight's low down to 72. Over the weekend, we'll see a mix of sun and clouds with highs near 100. Right now, we're at 75 degrees. 6:01 at News Radio 1200 at WOAI. Well, the lead Republican negotiator in the Senate's effort to write a bipartisan gun safety bill apparently walked out of talks yesterday. Texas Senator John Cornyn told reporters he doesn't know what Democratic Senators Chris Murphy of Connecticut and Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona had in mind, but that he was through talking. Murphy and Republican Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina later said the talks are close to reaching agreement and that legislative text for a bill could emerge in the next few days. Meanwhile, the Texas House of Representatives committee investigating the mass shooting in Uvalde met yesterday and heard testimony from 5 witnesses. The Robb Elementary School principal and superintendent testified about the shooting in which 19 students and 2 teachers were killed. Here's Texas Representative Dustin Burrows.
Everybody we visited with was very open, transparent, and candid with us, and very supportive of this committee, learning from them and coming up with solutions and helping. And we're very grateful for that.
He says the Uvalde ISD Police Department is being cooperative, but there is a question as to whether the Uvalde Police Department will meet with the committee voluntarily. It's unclear if or when UCISD Police Chief Pete Arredondo will come before the committee, but the committee does have subpoena power and can force someone to testify if they choose to go that route. Bexar County deputies will soon start carrying extra equipment to help them deal with active shooter situations. Sheriff Javier Salazar says all deputies will be required to carry battering rams, ballistic shields, and sledgehammers in their patrol vehicles. Right now, some deputies have those tools, but Salazar says he wants every single patrol deputy carrying those items in their vehicle every day. He says his deputies are trained not to wait around for SWAT, but to go in after a shooter. A suspect is in custody after 2 people were shot to death in an Alabama church. The shooting happened early last night at St. Stephen's Episcopal Church in Vestavia Hills outside Birmingham, where people were gathered for a potluck dinner. No information's been released about the suspect or the victims. A third shooting victim survived and is being treated for undisclosed injuries. Alabama's governor has sent her condolences and said she's glad to hear the shooter is in custody. A hearing yesterday conducted by the January 6th committee focused on the role former Vice President Mike Pence may have played the day of the Capitol riot. Fox's Chad Pergram reports.
Advisors to Mike Pence worry that the scheme to intervene on January 6th by lawyer John Eastman could have dire consequences. Former federal judge Michael Ludig warned Pence that an effort to tilt the scale toward Mr. Trump would plunge the country into what he termed a revolution. Another warned that states weren't on board. Eastman argued that Pence had parliamentary muscle in the joint session, even though previous vice presidents rejected such tactics. But Pence's counsel testified that Eastman apparently wanted 2 sets of rules, and a special one for Trump.
And at least 3 more hearings are expected this month. President Biden signed into law a measure aimed at cutting shipping costs that have helped spur inflation.
The Ocean Shipping Reform Act passed unanimously in the Senate and got bipartisan support in the House. President Biden put pen to paper Thursday, making it law. It allows the Federal Maritime Commission to investigate late fees charged by carriers. It also lets the commission investigate their business practices.
These carriers made $190 billion in profit in 2021, 7 times higher than the year before.
The president said the higher costs that produced that profit got passed on to consumers. Lawmakers believe the newly signed act should prompt shippers to lower costs soon. In Washington, Jill Nato, Fox News.
The White House this week shifted from blaming Russia for the current high gas prices to oil companies saying they are not producing enough. Texas Republican Congressman Austin Pfluger says that's ridiculous.
We're in a very complex threat environment right now. We have to think about this. Please quit declaring war on U.S. domestic production.
He told a House committee hearing this week that drilling permits are slow walked by the administration, making it more difficult to ramp up production. The average cost for regular unleaded is now $5 a gallon nationally. That's up from $3 a gallon just a year ago. The average in Texas is $4.68. In San Antonio, it's $4.65. And the spike in prices is having a ripple effect through the entire economy. Several San Antonio area fire crews are battling a large brush fire on the city's south side. It started in a hayfield on Roosevelt Avenue south of Loop 410. No word yet as to what caused the fire or whether there are any injuries. More than 24 fire units responded to fight the blaze and protect nearby neighborhoods and businesses. And it's reportedly not far from a fuel storage location and is spread to over 200 acres. It appears crews do have a handle on it, though. Only 8 fire units are now on the scene. Well,
I was thinking Celtics, Warriors.
That's fine.
Reset the dad stuff.
Yeah, I got one talkback so far.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll reset that first. I'll tease Charlie's commentary, then dive into the finals.
His fucking commentary is 2.5 minutes long.
It is
I
Sir
know,
Paul.
but still,
Yeah.
he understands he's screwing us. That's 2:13. That was off.
What is he told to shoot for?
Minute and a half, maybe.
Wow.
And he knows what that does to us. So.
Well, former Spur and Golden State Warriors head coach Steve Kerr is joining some elite company with his
9. He has 9. I love this comment. Yeah, I just surround myself with superstars. I just attach to superstars. That's how I win them.
It helps.
He becomes just the 6th coach in NBA history to win 4 titles. The Warriors beat Boston for their 4th championship in 8 seasons and 7th overall.
I've seen that movie too many times.
We are live anywhere on the
Unfortunately.
iHeartRadio app. I'm Charity McCurdy, News Radio 1200 WOAI. A check of your traffic and weather together coming up.
Finding stylish and affordable new vehicles
Oh,
is easy.
shit.
You just need to see World Car Kia. 2022 Kia Tellurides, 2022 Sportages, 2022 Sorrentos, 2022 Souls, and more are at World Car Kia. Trade now. You'll get all the money for it and can get your new Kia and save. Plus, every new vehicle comes with World Car's lifetime warranty and lifetime roadside assistance. Visit any of our stores in San Antonio or New Braunfels. Kia, World Car Kia.
Good morning, Tim. Hey, it's Rooster. My dad once asked me, hey, son, you know how many pull-offs it takes to eat an armadillo? I said, no, Dad, how many? He said, 3. He said, 2 to watch for the cars and the other to eat it.
Yeah. Sorry, we're not doing pull-up jokes. Appreciate it, Rooster, but I have to say no.
Check out our package specials at ewalkabota.com.
What makes me proud? Our mix of traditions and our sense of togetherness, celebrating our cultures, eating brisket and tamales.
For me, it's all about how we always put others first. Meals caregivers that make up our community.
I am proud to be local, and I am proud to be a part of Community First, a local nonprofit health plan option that is made of people like me that knows and understands the needs of our community. Community First Health Plans, proud to be local, proud to be your plan.
Are you tired of worrying about your old roof? Worrying about every time there's rain or severe weather in the forecast? Worrying about when you'll finally have to go ahead and replace that old roof?
Karen saying hello to Peter in the live video feed. You got to like that. Peter Virial.
Oh, somebody else.
Karen Watts said, Peter Virial, hi. I kind of like that. The live feed used as a personal message board.
Now, if we could just get them to start dating, we could become matchmakers.
We would be like Chuck Woolery.
2 and 2. Oh, here we go. Ready?
Yes.
Oh, no. We got time.
Yes. Stop worrying about your old roof and call us today.
Dig ding ding ding.
That's 210-822-6868 for a free, no obligation. Stop worrying about rainy days. Call us today at 210-822-6868. Check out our website at swmetalroofing.com. Southwest Metal Roofing Systems. Do it once, do it for life.
News Radio 1200 WOAI, an iHeart radio station, available everywhere on our free iHeart Radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
San Antonio's first news. Charlie Parker's commentary coming up in just a few minutes. I'm Chris Duel along with Tim Merryman, Mr. T, Charity McCurdy. Jeremy Kolok is your soundscape stylist, making the entire show go. Lots to cover all morning long, and we do have a new NBA champion. We'll talk about that as well. But first, how about a little traffic and weather?
On the southwest side, the overturned vehicle we reported on I-35 northbound at Palo Alto Road has been cleared. And on the west side of town, we have a disabled vehicle on the right shoulder of Highway 90 eastbound at Navarritos. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Sean and Ann, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Plenty of sunshine today, highs in the upper 90s near 100. Tomorrow, clouds in the morning, sun in the afternoon, highs in the upper 90s near 100. And on Father's Day, partly cloudy skies, highs 100. 75 right now.
You made it. The weekend is here. We are all over it. Welcome in. San Antonio's first news. Chris Duel, Charity McCurdy, Mr. T, Tim Merryman, Charlie Parker's commentary. Moments away, celebrating tomorrow's 80th birthday of Sir Paul McCartney. Jeremy Kolok, your soundscape stylist. Charity and Tim, I've said it before and I feel it again. I've seen this movie too many times. The Golden State Warriors are the NBA champions again. They win. We all predicted Boston last night. We were all wrong. As the Warriors win 103-90. Steph Curry, as expected, your most valuable player.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're usually good at that.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And I like Steve Kerr's comments after the game when they were asking him, this is his 9th championship. And he says, I just latch on to superstars. You think about that.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, when he was with the Spurs, Tim Duncan.
My goodness.
Now Steph Curry. It seemed a little formula there.
Sure does. What and Charity, and you're right. What I'm happy for and who I'm happy for is that man, Steve Kerr. I mean, if you go all the way back, and if you know his biography, as a student at the University of Arizona and a teammate of Sean Elliott for the Arizona Wildcats, his father was assassinated as the head of American University in Beirut, Lebanon. While he's a basketball player in college at Arizona. But Charity, while yes, I'm happy for Steve Kerr, there's a guy on that Warriors team named Draymond Green. I'm not down with Draymond.
Am I the only one that likes him?
What is wrong with you, Tim?
I like the guy.
I
like the guy.
He's a dirty player. When he takes his jump shot, he elevates. He kicks players in the groin. I'm not kidding. There's video documentation. And you talk about it. Charity said Curry's a braggadocio. I mean, my God, Draymond Green's just so full of himself.
James Harden.
I go
hands
Draymond.
down.
I go Draymond.
No, see, every time I look at Draymond Green, I just think, God, he would look good in a Spurs uniform. He really would.
I did. I would. You are onto something. I remember I used to hate Deion Sanders. When he played for the 49ers, he would intercept a pass and do his little dance into the end. And I hate that guy. I hate that guy. Then the Cowboys got him. Then I was like, I love that guy. I love that. Then I would do when Deion would intercept a ball as a Cowboy, I would do the dance in the living room with Deion.
Well, if you remember the Spurs when they got Robert Ory, could not stand Robert Ory until he became a Spur. Jerome Kersey, the late great Jerome Kersey. Didn't like him when he was at Portland, but man, when he became a Spur, boy, I changed.
Rodman. I was cool with Rodman when he was a Spur.
I was okay with Rodman.
And then things went south. So the bottom line, we root for laundry. Whatever laundry they're wearing. If they're wearing Spurs or Dallas Cowboy laundry,
then they're okay.
Then we are okay. But I still, man, if Draymond came, I don't know. That'd be a little tough. Lots more coming, and you got to hear this. Can you believe Paul McCartney is going to turn 80 years old? Charlie Parker, I want to get his take on Sir Paul McCartney. That is moments away. It's San Antonio's first news on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Because I need to get to and from work every day and know what to expect.
News Radio 1200 WOAI. What seems to be
Good morning, Louisa.
It's hotter than a jalapeno's armpit. It's so hot I saw a fire hydrant chasing a dog.
Yeah, I want to say half the college straight to my father. Although he passed away.
God, I can't hear that. This guy didn't speak up. Shit. We got a Polish joke and a guy that I can't hear. That is what I'm dealing with today.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than the guy calling us lefties who sound like we're from the left. That's it. I'm never fucking listening to you motherfuckers again.
So amazing.
How do you find Will Smith in a snowstorm? Come on, that's an easy one.
No idea.
You look for Fresh Prince.
Very nice. See, I was thinking about the slap.
I know.
You slap somebody?
The difference between a numerator and a denominator is a short line. Only a fraction of people will understand this.
Math jokes.
I just broke up with my mathematician girlfriend. She was obsessed with an X.
Very, very good.
American jobs, America's security, and the online privacy of the American people are all on the line. Why would Senate conservatives support this liberal agenda?
What is Forrest Gump's password?
We need to stop
Jenny.
1, Forrest 1.
Very good.
That's the one we're going to do right here. I used to run a dating service for chickens, but I was struggling to make hens meet. Come on, man. Have we gotten any pictures?
I haven't looked lately. Let me go
I
look.
sent you one yesterday. I got.
Yeah, I'm going to post that.
Okay.
online seminar for
Let's see.
$297. This is normally $740, but because you listen to my program and because you're going to use my promo code, you're going to save a ton of money. FinancialFreedomLivestream.com. FinancialFreedomLivestream.com. Use my promo code PAGS. That's PAGS. And get this severe discount and save some money while learning how to make money. They've got member-only tools that'll be available to you, the event calendar, videos and forms for you. They've got Q&A with investors, step-by-step help for you. They've got a vendor program. They'll talk about industry experts, service providers, national discounts as well. The online seminar is rare. It's never before been offered. Fully interactive, real-time Q&A and chat, workbook and handout delivered to your inbox. How great is that? Get with them right now. FinancialFreedomLivestream.com. FinancialFreedomLivestream.com. Use my promo code PAGS and save a ton of money right now. That's FinancialFreedomLivestream.com. Use my promo code PAGS.
Bloomberg Crypto is the new daily podcast from Bloomberg and iHeartRadio.
Hey, after headlines, traffic, and weather, can you give me Paul McCartney coming back?
Yeah, that's what I was planning. I got you.
That's what I thought, but just making sure.
I got you.
Discuss the latest in cryptocurrencies and explore how it impacts our lives, our politics, and our culture.
How many machines would I need to buy? So got to be mined effectively.
Like tens of thousands of machines.
Listen to Bloomberg Crypto on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic, and weather together on this finally Friday edition of San Antonio's First News. It's also Father's Day weekend. We're looking for your help. We want to recognize your dad. We want to just celebrate your dad.
Yeah, in a lot of ways we're doing that this morning. One way, we'd love to see a photo of your dad. We've got a photo up, Charity with her dad, Tim with his dad, me with my dad. Send us a photo. You can do it. Send it to the Twitter page at 1200 WOAI, or send it to Tim, Charity, or me via email or social media. We'd love to see it. We'd love to talk about it and post it, and a whole lot of other ways we're celebrating.
Yes, via our talkback feature. And John Gonzalez, if you could redo yours and actually talk closer into your phone, because it was a good one. It's just too much background noise. And sorry, Rooster, I cannot play that junk on here. Just can't do it. Just can't do it, Rooster. I'm sorry.
Questionable jokes.
I laughed. I thought it was funny, but yeah, we can't do that. So what we're looking for is dadism, some advice that your dad gave you. Tell us a little bit about your dad. Say Happy Father's Day to your dad. Or if you got a dad joke, we'll take that as well. Like this one. What is Forrest Gump's password? This should be an easy one. Come on.
Jenny? I don't know.
It's one, Forrest, one. Hey, they're dad jokes. Come on. Yeah, I used to run a dating service for chickens, but I was struggling to make hens meet. See, I can do this all morning long, but I'd rather hear from you. Once again, pick up the mic, talk to us via our talkback feature. Charity, what else is going on?
Make hens meet was very good. I like that a lot.
If prisoners could take their own mugshots, they'd be called selfies.
Very nice.
Have you heard about those new corduroy pillows? They're making headlines. Corduroys. I love corduroys, man.
Police chief will voluntarily testify. And the third public hearing of the committee investigating last year's attack on the U.S. Capitol revealed then Vice President Mike Pence's life was in danger. We'll bring you the latest right now, traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the north side, we have an overturned vehicle working at the intersection of Peter Road and Fredericksburg Road. On the west side of town, we have an accident working on Loop 410 northbound Frontage Road at Marbach. It's going to have the left lane of the frontage road blocked, so expect delays. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Integrity Roofing and Siding. I'm Ronnie Suarez of Integrity Roofing. Reputation, value, and experience are key when selecting a contractor. Integrity Roofing are insurance claims specialists, so call us today at 340-ROOF or visit us online at integritysa.com.
Sunny skies today, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. Tomorrow, clouds in the morning, sun in the afternoon, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. And on Father's Day, partly cloudy skies, highs 100. 75 right now. We're going to talk Paul McCartney here.
As we should.
Yes. As we follow to the sun. Coming right up, Charlie Parker's commentary, and it's all about Paul McCartney on his 80th birthday, which is tomorrow. Wrapped up his tour last night in New Jersey, and then he's turning 80. 80. Sir Paul McCartney is going to be 80 years old tomorrow, and that song you just heard right there, Band on the Run, one of my favorite all-time Paul McCartney solo work. I love that song.
I love McCartney. I love the Beatles. I grew up on them. I had two older sisters, so I was a tiny, tiny toddler. I was watching the first Ed Sullivan debut a gazillion years ago, and I remember when Paul sang "When I'm 64"
yes!
with the Beatles, and we all thought, "Oh my God, he'll never be 64. 64 is so old." It's like, wow, now you're 80, Paul McCartney.
Oh
yeah. Ooh,
oh
nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Wrapped up his tour last night, and the name of this tour, Got Back.
Yes, and we've seen the video. He does that moment with John Lennon, singing a duet with Lennon on the big screen. I thought that was so cool.
It was very, very cool. And with more on that, here's Charlie.
Welcome into Friday. Hope you had a great week. Enjoy your weekend. Tomorrow,
come on, people. Start giving me a talkback shit. Come on, motherfuckers.
Might just be the greatest singer, songwriter.
And if I had to say my favorite Beatles song, would be the Sgt. Pepper's album.
Yeah.
I love that whole album.
It's also good.
Hi, John Gonzalez here. I'll just mention one dad on Father's Day. He passed away in 2005. He was a bit
Okay, I think I can clean that one up now. Thanks for redoing it, John.
He did redo it. Good. He got your message.
Yeah. See, I can get their names and phone numbers and everything.
Beautiful.
Email addresses. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Starting with the
You
1967
can't hide.
album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, Paul gradually became the band's de facto leader, if he wasn't already, providing the creative impetus for most of their music and film projects. After the Beatles disbanded, he debuted as a solo artist with the 1970 album McCartney, then formed the band Wings with his first wife, Linda, and former Moody Blues original member, Denny Lane. Resumed his solo career in 1980 and has been touring as a solo artist since 1989 and still touring today. McCartney has written or co-written 32 #1 songs. His honors include 2 inductions into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, one as a member of the Beatles in 1988, as a solo artist in 1999, an Academy Award, 18 Grammy Awards, an appointment as a member of the Order of the British Empire in 1965, and a knighthood in 1997 for services to music. And that is just barely scratching the surface. Oh, he has sold over 500 million records and one of the wealthiest musicians in the world with an estimated fortune of about $2 billion. Happy birthday tomorrow to Sir James Paul McCartney. I'm Charlie Parker.
Make this the year you go to our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Right now, Capital One cardholders get first dibs on tickets to our 2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Only available while supplies last or until 1 p.m. Eastern today. So don't miss it. Plus, add a Capital One access pass to your purchase to attend a VIP event with a private performance from Avril Lavigne. Only available during the cardholder presale.
Pre-sale tickets are limited and will go fast at iHeartRadio.com/Capital One.
Summer's here, and RV savings are through the roof. The 2022 model year-end closeout is underway at Crestview RV in Selma. Get low payments, low prices, and low rate financing on all remaining 2022s from Jacob, Montana, Open Range, Springdale, and many more. Like a new 25-foot Springdale travel trailer, closeout price at only $27,900 or
Alrighty.
And the new 29-foot Shade Fly travel trailer, closeout price.
Charity's coming up with headlines. Amen, Louisa. I am with you. Long live Paul McCartney. And today, I just got a message from Leah. Today is Barry Manilow's birthday. You don't hear Charlie Parker talking about Barry Manilow's birthday. But I love Barry Manilow. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Presented by Edelman Financial Engines. Your hosts and their guests will explore how our financial decisions shape our everyday lives.
I do have the newspaper, kids. Many years ago, people got their news on a paper just like this. And some of us still read them. I know it's crazy.
My family as healthy as possible.
And I even
that means I'm choosing foods high in antioxidants.
I'm focusing on my gut health,
like
and that means
books and newspapers. I underline.
And that starts by cutting down on sugar.
Underlining in red.
We call those bowl bowls. Every single bowl of grainberry contains less sugar than other cereals and more of what matters most. Like
I can't read without highlighting or underlining. It's my weird. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. I write in margins of books. When I read a book, I write the date on the chapter. So when I go back, oh, I read this on April 6th, 2001. I'm not normal.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans add up. That's our specialty. Even great smokers rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM. 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 Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Call 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. That's 800-631-9123.
Hi, it's Drew Pearson from my friends at WellMed. As a Hall of Famer, I love it when a quarterback and receiver have a great connection. You can be part of a great connection too. Connecting WellMed's high-quality healthcare with the highest-rated Medicare Advantage plan helps you focus on staying healthy. Call 210-436-6005 or visit wellmedhealthcare.com/connect.
Drew Pearson is the paid spokesperson. Other plans are accepted. For full enrollment details, visit Medicare.gov.
Jury's Guns will buy your collection, large or small. Go to jurysguns.com. This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeart radio station.
Well, the funerals for the victims of the Uvalde school shooting are coming to an end. It's Friday. Good morning. I'm Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the north side, we do have an overturned vehicle working at the intersection of Heathrow Road and Fredericksburg Road. On the west side of town, we have an accident working on Loop 410 northbound frontage road at Marbach. It's going to have the left lane of the frontage road blocked, so expect delays. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Panera. There are so many words they could use to describe Panera's new Chef's Chicken sandwiches. But when you have a bite, you might just be left speechless. Panera, the familiar made fantastic. Enjoy a $0 delivery fee when you order on their app. Restrictions apply.
Your Weather Channel forecast for this Friday. Sunshine this afternoon, a high in the upper 90s. Tonight's low 72. Right now we're at 75 degrees. 6:32 at News Radio 1200 at WOAI. Only one funeral remains for the victims of last month's deadly school shooting in Uvalde. Yesterday, 11-year-old Layla Salazar was the last shooting victim to be buried in Uvalde. The final victim, 10-year-old Uzziah Garcia, will be buried in his hometown of San Angelo. They're among the 19 students and 2 teachers killed in the Robb Elementary mass shooting. The Texas House of Representatives committee investigating the mass shooting met yesterday and heard testimony from 5 witnesses. The Robb Elementary School principal and superintendent testified about the shooting, and Texas Representative Dustin Burrows said that the committee is still finalizing a witness list.
The Valley ISD Police Department is being cooperative, and we look forward to their testimony. We're very appreciative of that. There is a question mark, however, about the Uvalde Police Department itself, about whether or not they will visit with us voluntarily.
He says the others they visited with were open and transparent. The lead Republican negotiator in the Senate's effort to write that bipartisan gun safety bill walked out of talks yesterday. Texas Republican Senator John Cornyn told reporters he doesn't know what Democratic Senators Chris Murphy of Connecticut and Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona had in mind, but that he was through talking. Murphy and Republican Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina later said the talks are close to reaching agreement and that legislative text for a bill could emerge in the next few days. The House panel investigating last year's Capitol riot says former President Trump waged a pressure campaign on his vice president.
Trump White House lawyers like Eric Hirschman say they've rejected a legal theory from attorney John Eastman that then Vice President Mike Pence could delay or block certification of college. That's completely crazy. Pence's counsel at the time, Greg Jacob, testified that President Trump continued to publicly and privately pressure the vice president.
The vice president never budged from the position that I have described as his first instinct, which was that it just made no sense.
The House committee says a tweet from former President Trump criticizing Pence's answer.
Beautiful.
January 6th intensified the riot and put Pence in danger.
From Christopher Reed. When does a joke become a dad joke?
Ooh, good question.
When it becomes apparent. Very good, Christopher.
I like it.
That's a good one.
Here's a couple.
Got those already. Okay, we're good.
Volunteered to join Ukraine's fight and arrived in Kyiv on March 21st. Kravasi served in the Marine Corps for 20 years and retired last November. While several San Antonio area fire crews are battling a large brush fire on the city's south side, it started in a hayfield on Roosevelt Avenue south of Loop 410 last night and has now grown to 400 acres. No word yet as to what caused the blaze or whether there are any injuries. More than 2,000 fire units responded to fight the
All right, I
blaze.
got January 6th committee here. We're going to do something quick on it, and we're going to do some Father's Day stuff.
It works. Yeah, the jokes are hilarious. I think.
Well, I've got a couple that a guy said.
Oh, good.
Too,
Even better.
so, yeah.
Okay.
From somebody else for a change. I got a lady that gave a little advice, and then then I got a guy who's a couple jokes.
Is turning out to be extra hard this summer.
Families taking airline flights this summer are dealing with significant delays and cancellations. The aviation industry dealing with a major.
The best advice my dad ever gave me.
Yeah, that's good. You have any advice? You probably didn't get much advice from your dad, right?
No.
Years of catch up. Some people project as much as to at least 2035.
Crap, I didn't.
Airlines are grounding flights because they don't have anybody to fly them. Southwest Airlines has already cut more than 20,000 of their flights. Michael Board, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Well, San Antonio City Council is giving the green light to a new council district map based on the 2020 census. For the first time, the council delegated the redistricting job to an advisory committee of 23 council appointees. After 5 months of work, the committee's final draft went before the council for a vote yesterday morning. The boundaries of every district changed except districts 2 and 3 in order to minimize the deviation in population between the biggest and smallest districts. More than 39,000 residents are affected. An Arlington man is in custody after a North Texas girl who was the subject of an Amber Alert was found with him. The alert was issued late Wednesday night for a missing 13-year-old girl from Honey Grove. Acting on a tip, Arlington police went to an apartment complex and found the girl safe. Officers say they found her at the home of 31-year-old Nolan Neighbors, who had reportedly met the girl online and arranged to meet her. Neighbors faces a charge of harboring a runaway. The girl was taken back to her family. Well, the Golden State Warriors are once again the champions of the NBA.
Every game in the NBA Finals between Golden State and Boston was decided by at least 10 points. The closer Thursday, a 13-point win for the Warriors, who took control against the Celtics in the first half.
Golden State scored 21 in a row.
On ABC, the Warriors opened a 22-point lead in the third quarter. Held on to win.
Actually, we're going to do about these Americans that got captured by the Russian army.
Okay.
And then I'll mention we've got an update on all this week's hearings coming up at 7:40 with San Antonio First News national correspondent Rory O'Neill.
His fourth NBA title. On ABC, Warriors beat the Celtics in 6 games for their 7th NBA championship. Jared Max, Fox News.
It is 6:37. Traffic and weather together in just a minute. But first, a check of your money in the world of business. And Corey is live at the Bloomberg News Desk.
Garrett, good morning. Electricity use in Texas hit a record high for the second time in under a week as a heat wave has air conditioners humming across the state. Demand on the power grid topped 75 gigawatts, surpassing a record last set on Sunday.
Do you know, I'm about to post this one, the one you sent from yesterday, Nathan Rober. Do you know Nathan? Or okay,
just a listener.
But yeah, but he also said, it's cool. He said his dad said, always do your best in everything you do, Nathan. So
I like that. I like
Very
that.
cool. Let me get to Twitter.
Yeah, I guess the advice that my dad gave me that stuck the most was find something you love to do and be good at it, and you'll be set for the rest of your life.
Amen.
If you just keep getting job after job, it's just a job. It's not a career.
Radio app. I'm Charity McCurdy, News Radio 1200 at WOAI. Now traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the west side of town, we have an accident working on Loop 410 northbound frontage road in Marbach. It's going to have the 2 left lanes blocked. Only the right lane is getting by there, so expect delays. On the north side, the overturned vehicle being reported at the intersection of Keener Road at Fredericksburg Road has been cleared.
I can't believe he called him a wuss.
Traffic issues, give us a call.
So wrong. But I mean, who name calls more and comes up with names?
True.
Sleepy Joe, Lion Ted. I mean, if he didn't call you a name or give you a nickname, then
didn't like it.
You're a loser. You're a loser.
Oh, Bruce Springsteen showed up last night at Paul McCartney's show.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. They played Glory Days and then I Want to Be Your Man. And he also returned to play guitar for the show's closing Abbey Road medley.
Beautiful.
Well, that is too cool.
I mean, and you never know, and God forbid, but it's possible that could have been the last public. You know, we assume he'll be back next year and do another tour. But
well, he's actually heading to the Glastonbury Festival next, so he's not done yet. He's just
when is that?
That's coming up in I think August. Okay, but he's doing one thing. Coming up next, those were the days brought to you by Brown Chevrolet and, of course, your Kim Commando digital life hack before 7 o'clock. It is Father's Day weekend. We'll share some submissions via our talkback feature coming right up. But a third American now is feared missing in Ukraine. We told you yesterday about the 2 U.S. Military veterans, both from Alabama, reported missing. There was a photo showing them in the back of a Russian truck with their hands tied. They were last heard from as their group was taking heavy fire near the Russian border. Now, according to a State Department spokesperson, Nick Price, he says the department has spoken to the family of a third person, but didn't release any further details.
Well, and on a certain level, T, the fact that there is a photo of these other two, that shows us that they are in Russian captivity. That's on a certain level a good thing, because now you hope that the Russians will do no harm to them. It's like back in the Vietnam War, when we knew someone was a prisoner of war, while they were treated horrendously, there was a higher probability we would eventually get them back.
Yes. And of course, the Kremlin is denying any knowledge of the captured Americans. Well, what do you expect?
Yeah.
What do you expect?
Oh, no.
That is not good. That is not good. We'll have more on that coming up throughout the morning, but it is Father's Day weekend. We are celebrating dads on this program. We're taking your pictures, right, Chris?
Yeah, and we want you to send them to us. In fact, you sent me one that was sent to you, Nathan Rober, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Nathan, we're posting that right now on the 1200 WOAI Twitter page. Nathan told us about his dad's advice: always do the best you can in life. And it's a beautiful photo. And sadly, Nathan's dad passed away just after Father's Day last year. This photo has all the more meaning to Nathan and to us. And Nathan, thank you so much for sharing it with us.
And I know since my dad passed away the day after Tom Petty, by the way, every time I hear a Tom Petty song, I think about my dad. Father's Day has a different meaning to me. And I remember sitting on a golf course waiting for somebody to get off the tee box. And my dad was telling me, because at that time I had a bunch of jobs. I was always going from job to job. And he just said, look, just find something you love to do, be good at it, and you'll be set. Well, except for I couldn't play basketball in the NBA, so I settled for radio. Just saying. I'm just saying. Here is some talk back from our listeners. And first one is some advice that a woman's father gave her. And the last one is a couple of dad jokes. See?
Boom!
Those are dad jokes. I love dad jokes. I love them. So keep them coming. We'll share them with you all morning long. And what we're looking for is tell us a little bit about your dad or some advice that your dad gave you. Or you can just do the standby and give us a couple dad jokes or a few dad jokes because we like those. We'll share them with you all morning long.
Proud to be local. Proud to be Community First Health Plans. Are you tired of worrying about your old roof? Worrying about every time there's rain or severe weather in the forecast? Worrying about when you'll finally have to go ahead and replace that old roof? This is Danny Bose with Southwest Metal Roofing Systems. Let us take the worry out of your life by installing a lifetime metal roof. No one knows more about
Of course, Bon Jovi had to come out and wish Paul a happy birthday and sing happy birthday. Sing the birthday song with balloons in his hand. Way to go.
Roofing Systems is the most weather resistant and watertight roof available. It's energy efficient and it's one of the best looking roofs out there. Southwest Metal Roofing Systems not only serves San Antonio, but just about all of South Central Texas. So when there's rain in the forecast, stop worrying about your old roof and call us today at 210-822-6868. That's 210-822-6868 for a free, no obligation estimate. Stop worrying about rainy days. Call us today at 210-822-6868. Check out our website at swmetalroofing.com. Southwest Metal Roofing Systems. Do it once, do it for life.
Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Elizabeth Warren, they're all attacking America's tech innovators. The left's bill, S-2992, which took away the digital tools small businesses rely on, empowered China to beat America in the race for new technologies and increase the risk of cyber attacks. When liberals attack America's tech innovators, they're really attacking everyday Americans and Main Street businesses. American jobs, America's security, and the online privacy of the American people.
Before moving out on my own, my dad took me aside and said, remember, there's bread and beer, but no beer in bread.
That's good advice. There's bread and beer, but no beer in bread. Brilliant. Those are words to live by.
Tell Senate Republicans to oppose S-2992. ProtectingTaxpayers.org, paid for and authorized by Taxpayers Protection Alliance. Former County District Attorney Nico LaHood is your host for Sidebar, a new show with a unique take on life and the law today. Sidebar, Saturday mornings at 9 with Nico LaHood from the LaHood Norton Law Group on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Start living the dream in Seguin. Seguin Chevrolet. Start living large in your new Chevy Tahoe Suburban. Move for your family and friends. Now in stock for custom order yours at Seguin Chevrolet. And don't pay over MSRP. Or start living sporty in a new Chevy Corvette. In stock and ready to roll. Seguin Chevrolet, the small town dealer that beats the big city dealers. Start living the dream in Seguin. Seguin Hakeem Chevrolet, Chevy. According to NHTSA, in 2019, more than 5,000 people were killed in crashes involving large trucks in the U.S. If you were in a 18-wheeler accident, contact Thomas J. Henry. To start your claim today, visit tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Back Connecticut in the Pack's house for over 15 years. Before we got it, we lost the water heater and we lost the dishwasher. We got smart, we got Connecticut. Now we protect our appliances, protect our pipes, and our hair is softer, skin is softer, the soap lathers much quicker and better. Plus, the food tastes better. The coffee tastes better. It really is a world of difference. Hard water can damage appliances. Protect your appliances. No water stains or build up either. Be safe. Get a Connecticut. The last water softener
Trade 'em.
we're going to own. Trust the product and the great people that bring you the product.
Please trade him.
The problem is nobody wants that contract.
No.
Man.
Any money to the energy bill.
Well, then just cut him outright. If you can save money against
Save
the cap,
money. Save money because Pollock's a pretty decent running back, and you don't really need a superstar running back
not anymore.
And let's face it, Zeke is not a superstar running back.
The 49ers got a guy named Raheem
Yeah,
Mostert who had been on
exactly.
5 previous teams.
Exactly.
A journeyman running back, and he led them to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't
at a tenth of the price
yeah,
or less.
Probably a lot less because we paid him way too much freaking money.
Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the
And I did hear a couple jabs at Phil yesterday from the gallery, but they were pretty tame.
Damn. Okay.
I mean, people were talking to him.
Yeah.
You can definitely hear people talking to him. And he just kind of,
Yeah, I would have loved a real demonstrative banner.
Oh, it's still early. The weekend's not here yet.
If he makes
it, yeah, today might be the last chance they get.
Kerr's hair's a little wet. I imagine there's some champagne in that hair.
Yeah. I do like him, though.
Yeah, he's so cool.
Class act, man. Remember hanging out with him at Laura Green's wedding.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, he was talking a lot about you. Seriously.
He was unhappy with me at one point.
What's up with the guy that says I was trading secrets with Pop, man?
So
what the fuck is that shit? And I said, well, were you? And he goes, of course not. Like we had any secrets.
That went to Jim Rome the
I
next
know.
day.
I know.
Rome talked about it.
It was fucking
And
hilarious.
Rome had him on and asked him about it.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, he wrote me. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, it was hilarious, dude. It was so funny, man. Him and Mike Brown, man, because me and Cindy we didn't go to the wedding, we went to the reception.
Yeah.
Because it was the same day that my parents had their 50th wedding anniversary. They got married the day before my parents' 50th wedding anniversary is when Laura and Joe got married.
Cool.
We got there and it was Mike Brown and Steve Kerr at the bar, so we're standing there talking to him. He says, "Hey, so what are you doing?" I told him I work at WOAI. Do you know that guy? And he starts asking me, and I'm just laughing because I asked him. I said, "Well, did you?"
That's a funny reply.
I said, "Hey, we were all thinking it. Come on, man." And he got a big chuckle out of it, though, man. He was actually a very good sport, man, but it was funny. I mean, as soon as he found out where I worked, man, it was like the first thing out of his mouth, man.
Star of Wings, Tombstone, Sideways, actor Thomas Hayden Church, today turning 62. Birthdays tomorrow include George Mallory, explorer, mountain climber. Last time he was seen was in 1924, climbing Mount Everest.
Yeah, they found his body in 1999.
There,
no kidding.
Yeah.
Body was found in May of 1999. Lou Brock, Baseball Hall of Famer, Chicago Cubs, St. Louis Cardinals, 938 stolen bases, 3,000 career hits. We lost Lou Brock in September of 2020.
Billy Goodman, that you love the Beatles. So do we.
James Paul McCartney.
Oh, no.
Is 80. Blake Shelton with a birthday. He is. This is awesome. I still love. Blake Shelton today turns 46. Or excuse me, that's tomorrow. And birthdays on Sunday include the Iron Horse, Baseball Hall of Famer, first baseman, New York Yankees. Played
played in 7 World Series, and more importantly, played in 2,130 consecutive games. One half of the Wilson sisters of Hart, Ann Wilson, on Sunday turned 70, and last, she was hot. Maybe that's why they cast her in Body Heat. Kathleen Turner on Sunday turns 68.
And here's some of the stories we're following for you this Friday morning. The dry conditions are fueling a Southside brush fire in a hayfield that's now grown to 400 acres. Another hearing is planned today as a Texas House Investigative Committee looks into the police response to the Uvalde school shooting. All Bexar County Sheriff's deputies will now have the required gear needed to respond to an active shooter situation in their patrol car. And yesterday's third January 6th hearing revealed rioters at one point came within 40 feet of a room where then Vice President Pence was located. We'll bring you more right now, traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the west side of town, we have an accident working on Loop 410 northbound frontage road in Marbach. It's going to have the 2 left lanes blocked. Only the right lane is getting by there, so expect delays. On the north side, the overturned vehicle being reported at the intersection of Hebner Road at Fredericksburg Road has been cleared. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Northern Tool and Equipment. Shop Northern Tool and Equipment this week for their Father's Day sale. Get the perfect gift and save up to 50% on hand, power, and air tools, floor jacks, shop equipment, and more. Shop in-store or northerntool.com.
Sunny skies today, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. Tomorrow, clouds in the morning, sunny in the afternoon, highs upper 90s, near 100. Father's Day, partly cloudy skies, highs 100, 75 right now. San Antonio's first news on this finally Friday Father's Day weekend edition. Mr. T along with Charity McCurdy and Chris Duel. Coming right up, your Kim Commando digital life hack. We're still taking your input via the talkback feature. You pick up the mic. Tell us about your dad. Wish him a happy Father's Day. Share some advice that he shared with you, with us, or just tell us a dad joke. We like dad jokes. Like this one. What do you call a bundle of hay in a church? Christian Bale. Just keep them coming.
Very nice.
Keep them coming. Coming up at the 7 o'clock hour, Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast joins us. That segment brought to you by Randy Adams Incorporated, and a recap of this week's hearings on the January 6th committee coming up at 7:40 with San Antonio First News national correspondent Rory O'Neill. Here's Kim Commando.
Come with me to the dark times. When the first iPhone debuted in 07, it
A ship carrying red paint and a ship carrying blue paint collide in the middle of the ocean. Both crews were marooned.
Very nice.
Come on, man. That's funny shit. That's funny shit, Jake. Funny.
Is in your settings. Tap iPhone storage. You'll see a list showing in descending order from the most storage to the least. And if you have an Android, open settings.
Charity McCurdy coming up with headlines here at the top of the hour.
Delete them. And here's something you might
Mike Opelka
streaming apps on your
going to join us.
Netflix, Hulu, Prime, and others let you download movies and shows for offline viewing. Those are space.
I'll be back in a sec.
Downloads on Netflix. Open the app, tap downloads on the bottom right, and that's where you can see them and delete them. And you get more tech smarts with my daily podcast.
Woo!
Kim Commando today. School's out for summer, but if your business is running QuickBooks, you'll never get a break. QuickBooks manual processes, integration difficulties, and glitchy delays will leave you scrambling. Failing to graduate to NetSuite will leave you stuck in summer school while your friends party. NetSuite by Oracle is the #1 cloud financial system, no matter how big your business grows. With visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more, NetSuite is everything you need to grow all in one place. Automate your processes with NetSuite. Close your books in no time. 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control since graduating from QuickBooks to NetSuite. That's why NetSuite is my top pick for businesses looking to take their financial management to the next level. Right now, NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind financing program, so graduating has never been easier. Head to netsuite.com/Kim right now. netsuite.com/Kim. That's netsuite.com/Kim.
Just when you thought everything was getting back together again, another portfolio damaging crisis has started. I'm Charlie Parker for Trajan Wealth. Markets experiencing a period of volatility. Difficult not to have a knee-jerk reaction. You don't want to be grabbing your investments and putting them into safe havens like cash and putting it under your mattress, but it is extremely important to take the long view. Stock market history has shown markets usually rebound quickly following the outbreak of a conflict. 66% of the time in a month or less, 82% of the time they're recovered within a year. To earn market returns, you need to take the bad days with the good days. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. Check with Trajan Wealth. Get some help. They've got an office conveniently located in San Antonio. They're on Sonterra Boulevard. They'll help you develop a plan that gives you peace of mind. And consultations are complimentary. Call 210-985-3100 or visit their website at TrajanWealth.com. Paid endorsement advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Giving it your all on the court? Make sure you have the right partner by your side. Highland's Leg Cramps Quick Dissolve Tablets, America's #1 leg cramp relief solution for over 10 years. No water needed, no stomach upset, just fast, effective relief. Also available in caplets. Highland's Leg Cramps, to healthy competition and beyond. Available at Walmart, Walgreens, and CVS. Claims based on traditional homeopathic practice, not accepted medical evidence, not FDA evaluated.
Is your current home loan the right fit for you? Rising home values mean that you could have more home equity than you might imagine. And if you're considering a refi, an expertly chosen loan from Loan Depot could save you thousands. Ask about their smart term loans, cash out, and over 300 loan options to find just the right mortgage loan for you. Call now, 866-888-LOAN, or go to LoanDepot.com. Loan Depot, where home means everything. Rates are subject to change. Equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 174457. Licensed in all 50 states.
For more information about content on this station, go to WOAI.com/rules.
Let's say with Rosenberg Air Care, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. For AC, it's worth more. Every summer, Rosenberg sees thousands of families with broken ACs that are easily preventable. Not this year. Rosenberg Air is going to save families from the heat by offering our comprehensive 26-point AC tune-up for only $114. We will clean your system and make sure it's ready for the harsh San Antonio weather coming our way.
Call Rosenberg Air. License number TCLA 22493C.
Lose 20 pounds or more by this time next month with RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss.
From the Connecticut Water Softener Studio, the last water softener you'll ever own. This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeart radio station.
Can lawmakers on Capitol Hill come together on a gun safety bill? It all depends on who you ask. It's Friday. Good morning. I'm Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the west side of town, we have an accident working on the 410 northbound frontage road at Marbach. It's going to have the two left lanes of the frontage road blocked, so we expect delays. Also on the south side of town, we have a grass fire working on US 281 or Roosevelt Avenue, both north and southbound between Flores Road and Loop 410, so expect heavy delays in the area. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Joe, he's the Antichrist. Soros.
Channel forecast for this Friday: sunshine, a high in the upper 90s. Tonight's low around 72. Over the weekend, a mix of sun and clouds with highs near 100. Right now, 74 degrees. 7:01 at News Radio 1200 WOAI. The lead Republican negotiator in the Senate's effort to write a bipartisan gun safety bill walked out of talks yesterday. Texas Senator John Cornyn told reporters he doesn't know what Democratic Senators Chris Murphy of Connecticut and Kirsten Sinema of Arizona have in mind, but that he was through talking. Murphy and Republican Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina later said the talks are close to reaching agreement and that legislative text for a bill could emerge in the next few days. The Texas House of Representatives committee investigating the mass shooting in Uvalde met yesterday and heard testimony from 5 witnesses. The Robb Elementary School principal and superintendent testified about the shooting in which 19 students and 2 teachers were killed last month. Here's Texas Representative Dustin Burrows.
Everybody we visited with was very open, transparent, and candid with us. and very supportive of this committee, learning from them and coming up with solutions and helping. And we're very grateful for that.
He says the Uvalde ISD Police Department is being cooperative, but there is a question as to whether the Uvalde Police Department will meet with the committee voluntarily. And it's unclear if or when the UCISD Police Chief, Pete Arredondo, will come before the committee, but the committee does have subpoena power. Bexar County deputies will soon start carrying extra equipment to help them deal with active shooter situations. Sheriff Javier Salazar says all deputies will be required to carry battering rams, ballistic shields, and sledgehammers in their patrol vehicles. Right now, only some deputies have those tools, but Salazar says he wants every patrol deputy carrying those items in their vehicle every day. He says his deputies are trained not to wait around for SWAT.
So the Charlie Parker earworm today?
Yeah. I asked my wife if I was the only one she slept with. She said yes. The others were 7s and 8s.
Very nice. Yes.
Reaching out from all over the country for clergy and first responders who are gathered now with families as it seems.
Authorities say the gunfire erupted Thursday evening during what was billed as Boomer's potluck dinner at the church in Vestavia Hills. The suspected shooter is in custody. I'm Troy Thomas.
Well, several San Antonio area fire crews are battling a large brush fire on the city's south side. It started in a hayfield on Roosevelt Avenue south of Loop 410 last evening and has now grown to some 400 acres. No word yet as to what caused the fire or whether there are any injuries.
People in Athens rarely get up before sunrise. Dawn is tough on Greece.
The field is not far from a refinery storage facility and auto salvage yard.
Never date a tennis player. Love means nothing to them. Oh, yeah. I used to hate facial hair, but then it grew on me.
Very good.
I could hear the din of the rioters in the building while we moved.
Greg Jacob, the vice president's counsel,
Mike Apelka,
for the select committee,
host of the Pure Apelka podcast, available later on this morning.
Very nice, Amber.
Did you see this one that Mike has? Heads up, if you're feeling sick and sweating while filling up your vehicle with gas, you may have car owner virus. I love that.
Very good. Car owner virus.
Car owner virus.
The San Antonio Symphony will soon be shut down as a result of an ongoing labor dispute. The Symphony's board of directors announced yesterday that they had voted unanimously to dissolve the Symphony and file for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. The Symphony's musicians have been on strike since September after the Symphony Society of San Antonio and the local chapter of the American Federation of Musicians failed to come to terms. The board's decision brings an end to 80 years of symphony performances in San Antonio. While the third American missing in Ukraine has been identified as a Marine veteran, 2 other Americans were reported missing in Ukraine this week. Molly Hunter has more.
The State Department not confirming their names, only saying they now have unconfirmed reports of 3 Americans who came to fight now missing in action. Citing his wife, the Washington Post reports the third American is former Marine Corps officer Grady Kerpasi.
And the Washington Post says Kerpasi volunteered to join Ukraine's fight against the Russian invasion and arrived in Kyiv on March 21st. His family says the former Marine Corps officer was put in charge of an observation post in southern Ukraine that was helping civilians evacuate. Well, border agents are reporting record high crossing numbers across the southern U.S. border. Fox's Bill Malugin has more.
CBP is reporting new record-setting numbers at our southern border yet again for the 3rd month in a row. CBP says in the month of May, there were more than 239,000 migrant encounters, the highest in DHS history. Of that number, there were 100,699 Title 42 expulsions. And CBP reports a staggering...
Yeah, Christopher, that whole symphony situation is awful as well. I think it sucks. 7th largest city in America, and we can't keep a symphony running.
Since fiscal year 2022 began in October. That's bigger than the populations of Boston and Seattle combined.
At one point yesterday, there was an amateur that was leading the U.S. Open.
No kidding.
And which brought up, of course, I don't know if you ever seen the game, the greatest game ever played. with Shia LaBeouf about Francis We Met?
Yeah, I have not seen it.
Okay, Francis We Met, his house is still there at Brookline Country Club where he grew up. He grew up right across the street from the country club, started going over there and caddying, started playing. U.S. Open comes to Brookline. He gets in it as an amateur and wins it.
Wow.
And it was pretty damn
Very
good
cool.
movie.
Yeah.
So, of course, that came up, because the guy, as soon as they started talking about him being the leader, he has a meltdown and just fucking imploded.
But still, two have led it even.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it cool?
Yeah, it's like the guy said, hey, get a screenshot of this right now. And then,
Right.
they started bringing up the Francis We Met. And, and that was in 1913 when that happened. And,
Wow.
yeah, and then they showed the house where he grew up. It's still there. You can go tour it and all that. It's a big deal now. And then, of course, right after that, guy hits it off to the right, out in the middle of nowhere. And it's horrible.
Let me remind you about Lifestyles Unlimited. Real estate is still going. It's an essential business, and members are still purchasing rentals. People need a place to live. That's why it's essential. And Lifestyles Unlimited is supporting their members, providing up-to-the-minute education on how to navigate these uncharted waters and how to get financial freedom. Fact is, financialfreedomlivestream.com is your first stop. You should take advantage of it right now and save a bunch of money by using my code PAGS. It's a membership that's usually over $700. It's $297 right now. It's a complete map to retirement in 5 years or less. They take you step by step, A to Z, through how to be successful in investing in both single family and multifamily properties. It's a complete course, not a teaser seminar. They're back in person now too, by the way. Again, regularly $740. It's now $297 when you use my promo code PAGS, P-A-G-S. Go to financialfreedomlivestream.com. Financialfreedomlivestream.com. Use my promo code PAGS. Save that money right now. Save that money right now.
Giving it your all on the court? Make sure you have the right partner by your side. Highlands Leg Cramps Quick Dissolve Tablets, America's #1
Good morning, Racing.
solution for over 10 years. No water needed, no stomach upset, just fast, effective relief. Also available in caplets. Highlands Leg Cramps, to healthy competition and beyond. Available at Walmart, Walgreens, and CVS. Claims based on traditional homeopathic practice, not accepted medical evidence, not FDA evaluated.
News Radio 1200, WOAI, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart Radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
San Antonio's First News on this finally Friday, Father's Day weekend edition of San Antonio's First News. Mr. T, along with Chris Duel and Charity McCurdy. Coming up, Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast. That segment brought to you by Randy Adams Incorporated. And then, of course, at 7:40, San Antonio First News national correspondent Rory O'Neill. A wrap-up of what happened this week in the January 6th hearings. That's all coming up. Let's get traffic and weather.
On the west side of town, the accident vehicle working on Loop 410 northbound frontage road at Marbach has been cleared. On the southwest side, we have some road debris working on Old Pearsall Road under Loop 410. This is a large piece of machinery that fell off a truck and is blocking the right lane, so expect delays there. Also on the south side, we have a grass fire working from last night. This is on US 281 or Roosevelt Avenue, both north and southbound between Florence Road and Loop 410, so expect delays. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200
Sunny skies today, highs in the upper 90s near 100. Tomorrow, clouds in the morning, sun in the afternoon, highs in the upper 90s near 100. And on Sunday, Father's Day, partly cloudy skies, highs 100. 75 right now.
San Antonio's First News, Charlie Parker.
It is a beautiful day, and it is a Friday. Welcome to San Antonio's First News. Thanks for having us along with you, Mr. T, along with Charity McCurdy and Chris Duel. Yes, the Golden State Warriors are now the NBA champions. They won Game 6 last night in Boston by 13 points. And look, say what you want. It's over. It's done. They won. Congratulations.
And maybe that'll be it. As I say, I'm so sick of this movie. I've seen it 4 times now. So maybe the silver lining for me, Charity, maybe that's the last one for a while for the Golden State Warriors. Okay. Class half full. I like that. Yep. Good
All
guy.
around good guy.
Good guy.
Yes, exactly. Well, congratulations to them. Oh, by the way, Steph Curry got the Bill Russell MVP of the series.
Now, I didn't see that presentation, but was he chewing on his mouthpiece?
Actually, no, he was chewing on the trophy itself. No,
okay.
Yeah, after the game, the mouthpiece, I believe, gets thrown into the crowd, and that spit
great.
goes
Someone
all over
picks
everybody.
that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, and then that's just great stuff. And then we have the third major of this year, the PGA's U.S. Open. First round is in the books, and Phil Mickelson, who was one of the guys that was off playing in that Live Tour last weekend, and he's suspended, but they're letting him play in the U.S. Open because of that lifetime exemption. It's a whole bunch of just weird stuff. He sucked yesterday. He did.
Yeah, he might not make the cut.
No, he's very much in danger. He was 5 over through the first 6 holes.
Yikes.
That's not good. He ended up 8 over for the day. Yeah, he's got to do something today, or he's not going to make the cut at all. Dustin Johnson, who was another player that went over to play in the Live Tour, he's doing the best out of all the Live Tour guys. He's at 2 under right now, tied for 7. So the leader right now is MJ Defoe. He's at 4 under, tied with the Canadian Adam Hadwin. Those are your leaders. Rory McIlroy had a pretty good round yesterday. He's at 3 under. He's just 1 off the lead right now. Mentioned that about mid-round yesterday, the visit of a flock of turkeys, or technically a rafter of turkeys. Yeah, I learned that yesterday. And I also learned that advertising works.
Really?
Yes. I'm watching the golf tournament. It's, I don't know, 11 something. I'm watching the golf tournament. They keep running these beer ads. Beer commercial. I thought, man, that sounds good. So I broke a cardinal sin. I actually drank on a school day, night, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it works. No, I was in bed real. I'm fine. I was in bed real early.
No nap and drinking.
Yes.
Day drinking and drinking before noon.
Well, if you're going to drink all day, you got to start in the morning. I'm just saying. Yeah, no, I didn't go overboard or anything like that. I just broke a cardinal sin. It was one of my rules. I don't do during the week anymore, but I'm telling you, man, those must be subliminals or something, because they just look so good.
And I hear radio advertising is even more effective.
Yes, it
just
is
saying, people.
Definitely more
just
effective.
saying.
And then one last thing on the golf tournament. Adam Scott, who I like, he's a pretty good golfer. I believe he's Australian. Yes, he is. He hit a shot that netted a grand total of 3 yards.
Ooh.
Yeah, he was trying to go up a hill, and he didn't make it all the way up, and it came down. I love that, because the U.S. Open, the way the golf course is designed and how they run it is, if you get off the fairway, you're screwed, because they grow the rough. It's called U.S. Open rough, and they actually make me feel good because they play like I do sometimes. And I go, well, I can play like that. I can go out and get in the tall grass and not be able to hit it out. I can do that. So it made me feel good.
Very good.
Made me feel real good. All right. Coming up, Michael Pelka from the Pure Pelka Podcast joins us. That segment brought to you by Randy Adams Incorporated.
Hi, it's Mr. T.
Woo!
You want to get out and do more, but that can be hard if you don't get quality.
Oh, yeah.
I get my quality sleep with my Sleep Number 360 smart bed. I love the adjustability. I love
little baby ducks.
My side of the bed. My wife can control
Old pickup trucks.
My Sleep Number 70, hers is 35. And with the regular bed, I'd be stuck with a bed that's way too soft for me. And using the Sleep IQ technology, I get the best quality sleep I can. My Sleep IQ is 80. I choose proven quality sleep.
Why?
Because every great day starts the night before. And now, don't miss Sleep Number's weekend special. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed plus special financing. This sale ends Monday, the 20th. Only at Sleep Number stores like the one at Shops at Lock and Terry near Macy's crossing the Gap, Corey Village next to Corey Golf Course, Stone Oak corner of 281 and TPC Parkway, and in Selma, I-35 across from the Forum, or at sleepnumber.com. Subject to credit approval, minimum monthly payments required. See sleepnumber.com for details.
Hi, this is Andy Young with Hill Country Classics Custom Homes in Bernie. Well, from here, we're ready to build a new home in our place in the country. We just don't know where to start. Water wells, septic systems, plan design, financing, it can all be a little overwhelming without the necessary experience. Whether it's on a hilltop in the hill country or in a live oak lot in South Texas, we custom design each home to your individual building site. For answers to your questions, call us or visit us at hillcountryclassics.com. Hill Country Classics Custom Homes. We build houses like they used to.
Are you tired of worrying about your old roof? Worrying about every time there's rain or severe weather in the forecast? Worrying about when you'll finally have to go ahead and replace that old roof? This is Danny Bose with Southwest Metal Roofs.
You know, I gotta love people's honesty. There's a story out that Americans are flocking back to concerts, and it's costing them quite a bit. Well, they, break down that the average person will spend between $100 and $400 on shows, and then they break it on what you can spend money on. Everything from food and drink to new outfits to hotel, vacation rental, plane tickets, VIP passes, and drugs.
Yeah, you gotta have those.
Drugs are on here.
Wow.
It's like finally people are on it.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I saw the Eagles in Austin. Tickets were expensive, and then you go up there. We got a hotel.
Right.
Didn't want to deal with parking, so we Ubered each way.
So that's expensive.
And then you got to eat. You got to drink.
Yep. It adds
And
up.
I even it was at the new Moody Center.
Right.
I would normally I go for good seats, but they were so expensive, like
Yes, I know.
$1,000 each.
I know.
So we did upper deck for like
not bad, right?
$250.
Not bad
Yeah.
seats. Right?
Yeah, they were fine.
Yeah.
But it's like ever since I was a kid, it's like if I'm going to a concert,
You want to
I'm
get
going to spend more money to get good seats.
Yes.
But I was looking at the prices. I said to my wife, I go,
It's
"Are
insane.
you okay with upper deck? Because otherwise it's
insane.
like $1,000 to
That's
sit down
insane.
there."
$1,000.
Yeah.
And I've been to a shitload of concerts. I mean, that was my thing to do when I was growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a guy that would go to South Park Mall and camp out at the record store there to get tickets. So we always had great seats. I bet if I added up all the concerts I went to in high school, I never spent $1,000.
No. Yeah.
Because I was paying
They were
$6 a ticket,
Yeah.
$6.75. When they put the 75 cents on there, we were pissed off about that. Now you can't buy a single thing at a concert for $6.75. Not one thing.
Yeah, some LA Times writer wrote a letter to Paul and said, my parents loved the Beatles. I wanted to take them to see you.
But I couldn't afford it. Just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together, and of course our visit with Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast. Still looking for your talk back. We want you to be part of the show. You pick up the mic and talk to us. Tell us about your father. Happy Father's Day to your father. Some advice he might have given you. Just anything in general about your dad. Or if you got a dad joke, we'll take those too. Once again, just pick up the mic on our talkback feature and talk to us. Charity, what's going on? Damn, we're late.
Linda Stone said, I paid $6.75 to see the Beatles in 1964.
See?
$6.75.
Jesus, man. It's just getting insane.
Yeah,
really
but it
is.
would be nice if people like McCartney would say, you know what, I'll do this, but give me a section.
Yeah, just give me a section where I can sell
reasonable tickets.
And several San Antonio area fire crews are battling a large brush fire on the city's south side. We'll bring you details coming up. Right now, traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the southwest side, we have some road debris that's causing delays. This is on Old Pearsall Road under Loop 410. There's a large generator that fell off a truck and has landed on the roadway, so expect delays. Also on the south side, we have a grass fire that's working from last night. This is on US 281 and Roosevelt Avenue, both north and southbound between Flores Road and Loop 410, so expect delays. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel.
The Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel summer giveaways are coming in hot. Sign up for your Players Club card at LuckyEagleTexas.com to enter our big wrapped up giveaway and take home $25,000 cash. The new 2022 Dodge Durango. Enjoy a wonderful experience at Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel.
Sunny skies today, highs in the upper 90s, near 100, 75 right now. You hear that music, you know it's time for a visit with Mike Opelka from the Pure Opelka podcast. So, Mike, first thing I want to tell you is I tested positive for car owner virus. Amen.
Mike, this is Chris. You talking about the car owner virus, which is hilarious, and big news this week with the coronavirus. Of course, Dr. Fauci, we found out he had it, and White House getting questions about Joe Biden's COVID test results, and they're being a little cagey about that.
Yeah, Trudeau. Justin. And I'm a little upset that my Porsche is not getting good gas mileage. Who thinks like that? No. Yeah, definitely. And watching golf yesterday, I learned something. And let's see if you know it. You know what a flock of turkeys is also known as? No. Okay. I'm watching the U.S. Open yesterday, and there was a moment where a flock of turkeys was walking across the fairway, and the guy said, "Oh, look, a flock of turkeys," and the other gentleman said, "No, that's a rafter of turkeys." Or it could be also called a flock if you want to be like normal people. But I didn't know what I never heard of that, or a rafter of turkeys. Well, I got this email from Gary. He says, if a flock of turkeys is a rafter, what is a group of baboons? Yes, exactly. Exactly what it is. Yeah. So thank you, Mike. Have a great weekend. That's Mike Opelka, host of the Pure Opelka podcast. And of course, you can catch him each and every weekday morning at this time. San Antonio First News national correspondent Rory O'Neill coming up at 7:40.
He was right there for that.
Yeah.
No,
I knew he would know it.
Yeah.
I knew he would know it.
He was right there.
I mean, Charity, the look on her face was priceless. Damn, we're just not coming in. Fuck.
Hi, it's Mr. T. Imagine if you could sell your house the moment you got your dream job halfway across the country. Open Door makes that a possibility by giving you a competitive offer on your house in a matter of days.
Yeah, John, that was a cool thing that Dallas got some World Cup action coming.
Still soccer, right?
Yeah, still soccer.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Just checking. I thought maybe they added, full contact.
26, 4 years away.
Yeah, but tickets are probably already on sale.
Yeah, and through the roof.
Oh, yeah. More than Paul McCartney.
A real offer. And when you sell directly to Open Door, you don't have to make repairs, do prep work, or schedule showings. Get a free offer on your house at opendoor.com/myoffer. That's opendoor.com/myoffer. Get a competitive all-cash offer on your house at opendoor.com/myoffer. Offer eligibility varies. Open Door is represented by Open Door Brokerage, Inc., license 02061130 in California, and Open Door Brokerage, LLC, in its other markets.
If you're in the market for a new home or your dream home, go with a lender you can count on for competitive rates. Over 300 loan products.
Hey, look, it's Michael Board just kind of moseying in a little way again.
Just mosey on in.
Yeah, boss man's out. Let me just
7:27.
leisurely walk in the door. How do flat earthers travel?
I don't know.
On a plane.
Very nice.
I love this one. I'm going to do this one. I ordered a chicken and an egg from Amazon. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Which comes first?
Oh, that's funny. I'm still.
I know. Oh, shit. Fuck this damn hell. I wish people would wake up and start sending us some stuff, man.
This reminds me of there's another one I need to post. That would be a good time. First see.
Reminding you, it's time to get your AC system Elmerized. Get my AC.
You know what? I think I'm going to change up the earworm and do something Paul McCartney. Fuck Charlie Parker.
Not a bit. Yeah, it's not a bad. It's very timely.
Yes. He only turns 80 once.
Right.
Father's Day is
You
every
can
damn
defer
year.
that.
Father's Day is every freaking year.
Yeah.
Now the question is, which one? Ooh. Man, that's tough. What can I do? Let's see. Said you Beatles?
I want to get Elmerized. Yeah, I got Elmerized last week.
You got what?
And if you don't think our Elmerization is the best heating and air service you've ever received,
I'll just give you your money back. You will. Proud to do it. $29 complete system
Too slow.
online at callelmers.com.
To John also. I mean, John
Yes.
on those vocals.
Yes.
Although woke up, got out of bed is Paul.
Yes, I know, but that is John.
Financing on all remaining 2022s from Jacob, Montana, Open Range, Springdale, and many more. Like a new 25-foot Springdale travel trailer, closeout price at only $27,900 or $248 a month. And a new 29-foot
Yeah,
Flight travel
we could do when I'm 64.
Not bad. I mean,
Hey,
it's
remember
about a
when?
birthday, yeah.
Remember when he was just 64? I got a feeling. Do you have a favorite Beatles song? Isn't that tough?
I've so many, and it changes all the time.
Of course it does.
Yeah. I love Come Together, Hey Jude, Let It Be. I think
That's it.
because it's his
That's
birthday,
it.
it's
That's
ironic.
it. It's very
Yeah.
ironic. That is the one. That's the one we're doing, yo. I'm changing it up.
Vera, Chuck, and Dave.
When I get older, I'm losing my head.
This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeart radio station.
The funerals for the victims of the Uvalde school shooting have come to an end. It's Friday. Good morning. I'm Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the southwest side, we have some road debris that's causing delays. This is on Old Pearsall Road under Loop 410. This is a large generator that fell off a truck and has landed on the roadway, so expect delays. Also on the south side, we have a grass fire that's working from last night. This is on US 281 and Roosevelt Avenue, both north and southbound between Flores Road and Loop 410, so expect delays. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by the Texas Department of Transportation. As you drive through Texas, keep in mind that Don't Mess with Texas actually means don't litter. Keep Texas roads clean and beautiful by holding on to your litter until you can get to a trash can. Always keep a litter-free state of mind and don't mess with Texas. A message brought to you by TxDOT.
Your Weather Channel forecast for this Friday: sunshine, a high in the upper 90s. Tonight's low 72. Right now, clear skies, 74 degrees. 7:32 at News Radio 1200 at WOAI. Only one funeral remains for the victims of last month's deadly school shooting in Uvalde. Yesterday, 11-year-old Layla Salazar was the last shooting victim to be buried in Uvalde. The final victim, 10-year-old Uzziah Garcia, will be buried in his hometown of San Angelo. Meantime, the Texas House of Representatives committee investigating the Robb Elementary mass shooting met yesterday and heard testimony from 5 witnesses. The Robb Elementary School principal and superintendent testified about the shooting in which 19 students and 2 teachers were killed. Texas Representative Dustin Burrows says the committee is still finalizing a witness list.
The Uvalde ISD Police Department is being cooperative, and we look forward to their testimony. We're very appreciative of that. There is a question mark, however, about the Uvalde Police Department itself, about whether or not they will visit with us voluntarily.
He says the others they visited with were open and transparent. The lead Republican negotiator in the Senate's effort to write that bipartisan gun safety bill reportedly walked out of yesterday's talks. Texas Republican John Cornyn told reporters he doesn't know what Democratic Senators Chris Murphy of Connecticut and Kirsten Sinema of Arizona have in mind, but that he was through talking. Murphy and Republican Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina later said the talks are close to reaching agreement and that legislative text for a bill will be coming in the next few days. The January 6th House Committee is releasing video clips of witnesses to a phone call between then President Trump and Vice President Pence on the morning of January 6th of last year. Bree Jackson has more.
During the third public hearing of the House Committee investigating the Capitol insurrection, testimony centered around former President Trump's failed attempts to pressure his own vice president to overturn the 2020 election results.
Former First Daughter Ivanka Trump described the call as pretty heated. She said it was a different tone than she had heard her father use with the VP before. Other witnesses talked about hearing Trump use the word wimp while accusing Pence of not being tough enough. Meanwhile, Trump headlines an annual conservative get-together tonight in Nashville.
The Faith and Freedom Coalition welcomes the 45th president as the keynote speaker for the Road to Majority Policy Conference tonight at the Gaylord Opryland Resort and Convention Center. That's designed to empower conservative activists to fight for their values and to drive both engagement and voter turnout ahead of the 2022 midterms. Former President Trump's address tonight ahead of a potential 2024 bid for the White House. Other potential future Republican presidential candidates also speaking at the Faith and Freedom Forum, including Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, Mike Pompeo, and Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
The Texas Republican Party's convention is underway in downtown Houston. Claims of voter fraud remain one of the hot topics for the GOP, but social issues, including education, will also be discussed. Republicans want a voucher system to help families move their children out of public schools. This is the first time delegates to the biennial convention are meeting in person since 2018 because of the pandemic. The convention concludes tomorrow. President Biden is speaking out about the nationwide impact of inflation. Fox's Griff Jenkins has more.
In his first print interview since May of last year, President Biden told the AP yesterday that a recession is not inevitable and refuses to accept responsibility for that inflation, saying this, quote, "We're in a stronger position than any nation in the world to overcome this inflation. If it's my fault, why is it the case in every other major industrial country in the world that inflation is higher? Problem is, that's not the case. A quick fact check shows it's not true. The U.S. is higher than Germany, France, Japan, Italy, China, Canada, Israel, and Saudi Arabia. But he does admit the country is in a funk, which he blames on the pandemic, saying this, people are really, really down. Most of it's the consequence of what happened as a consequence of the COVID crisis.
Well, several San Antonio area fire crews are dealing with a large brush fire on the city's south side. It started in a hayfield on Roosevelt Avenue south of Loop 410 last evening and has grown to some some 400 acres. No word yet as to what caused the fire or any reports of injuries. More than 24 fire units responded to fight the blaze and protect nearby neighborhoods and businesses. The field is not far from a refinery storage tank facility and an auto salvage yard. Fire officials say they do have the perimeter contained. A pilot is in the hospital after crashing his small plane into Lady Bird Lake in Austin yesterday afternoon. Austin Travis County EMS says the plane splashed down west of the I-35 bridge at about 2 p.m. Before emergency crews arrived, a group of paddleboarders rescued the pilot, who was the only person on board. He was hospitalized with possibly serious injuries. Well, a heat wave is being blamed for thousands of cattle deaths.
Something is rotten in the state of Kansas. Soaring triple-digit temperatures, high humidity, and stagnant winds are being blamed for 2,000 cattle deaths in the southwestern part of the state. That's according to the Kansas Department of Health and Environment. The agency scrambled to quell rumors on social media that something other than weather is to blame. Neither neighboring Oklahoma or Nebraska have reported such a high number of cattle deaths. Tom Graham, Fox News.
It is 7:37, traffic and weather together in just a minute. But first, a check of your money in the world of business. And Corey is live at the Bloomberg News Desk.
You know, Charity, for all the talk of plunging stocks and a possible recession, investors are still piling into American stocks. In fact, they invested nearly $15 billion in them as of June 15th. Their sixth consecutive week of additions, according to Bank of America. Well, the summer wedding season is upon us, and it's going to be hit like the forcing tons of rice. So many weddings were delayed by the pandemic, and so many people have been engaged since. This year could be a record, the last record for weddings set back in the 1980s. Right now, the Dow futures, after yesterday's big slide on Wall Street, are up 222 points. Live at the Bloomberg Business Report, I'm Ed Corey on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Thanks, Ed. No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Charity McCurdy, News Radio 1200 at WOAI. Now traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the southwest side, we have some road debris that's causing delays. These on Old Pearsall Road under Loop 410. This is a large generator that fell off a truck and has landed on the roadway, so expect delays. Also on the south side, we have a grass fire that's working from last night. This is on US 281 and Roosevelt Avenue, both north and southbound between Flores Road and
Look who it is.
10, so expect
Charlie
delays.
Parker.
I'm Sean and Nancy.
What the fuck is he doing here already?
WOAI.
Pretty early.
That's an hour and 20 minutes before
You just can't give it up.
You can't. You can't walk.
Maybe he'll do a guest. What do they call that on Carson? A drop-in.
Yeah.
When
I don't think so.
celebrity would just drop in. Hey, look who it is.
Well, that would just confuse our listeners more than they already are confused. I'm telling you, man, I don't know why we're not. Yeah. What do I know? Sorry. Strike that from the record, please. Thank you.
We'll edit that out in post.
Oh, great. I like post.
Extra cautious. Slow down. Pay attention to road conditions. And remember, when passing, to make sure there's plenty of room to get around.
Just so you guys know.
Drive smart.
Yes, Tim Duncan has a Porsche. Good. San Antonio's first news on this finally Friday edition, as well as a Father's Day weekend edition. Mr. T, along with Charity McCurdy and Chris Duel. We're waiting our hookup with San Antonio First News national correspondent Rory O'Neill. He's going to wrap up what happened this week at the January 6th hearings, and he joins us right now. So, Rory, let's start with yesterday. Kind of recap what happened yesterday.
And Rory, this is Chris. And again, learning yesterday that that crowd, the rioters, were within 40 feet of Vice President Pence. Do we have a sense now that he was in more danger than we previously thought he was?
So what's next? When do we have another hearing? Mm-hmm.
And Rory, now the committee would like to speak with the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, Virginia Thomas. Do you think she's going to come testify?
As always, Rory, we appreciate the update. That's San Antonio First News national correspondent Rory O'Neill.
Yeah, that'll be some must-see TV. I'd like to see her testimony.
She should come in there drinking a Diet Coke.
He will not be available on Monday.
Yeah, it's a holiday.
Well, are we in here on Monday?
What do you think? It's a federal holiday. Of course we are. I haven't heard anything. You know, that's one thing Brian does a bad job with, man, because you let me know. I know it's a holiday, and according to my calendar and everything in Workday tells me it's a holiday. It's a company holiday. Tell me, hey, there's a company holiday coming up, but don't make plans because instead of just automatically assuming we know, when we don't know. I know Charity's not here Monday or Tuesday.
Really?
Yeah, she's on vacation. She was supposed to be off this week, but Brian was gone. He didn't want her gone while he was gone. So,
and it's still a ways out, but a week from
28th.
Tuesday, the 28th. Okay,
Yes.
you got it.
Yes, I do.
And that's it for me until week after Labor Day.
Mine's the last week of July. I'm gone. The 25th or whatever that is, 29th. I will be sitting on the beach with my toes in the sand and a drink in my hand.
That's my week after Labor Day plan.
Yes, sir. Yes, I will leave on Sunday and come back on Thursday because I don't like the weekend folks. we arrive on Sunday when everybody's leaving and leave on Thursday when everybody's getting ready to come in because I don't like people that much. Yeah, it's crowded. You know, I don't mind people, but when it gets crowded, it's just miserable.
The more I can have it to myself, the better.
Amen.
Worrying about every time there's rain or severe weather in the forecast, worrying about when you'll
See, Linda Stone, former iHeartRadio Clear Channel, back when she was here.
Yeah.
Employee says, in 1976, I saw Wings. I paid $40 from a scalper. I think the tickets were actually $20. One of the best concerts I ever saw. A few years ago, I paid $500 for Paul McCartney and had floor seats about the fourth row. but would definitely do it again. Linda, those seats now would probably be $2,500
At least.
or more.
At least.
Yeah. Jesus.
That's ridiculous, man. I just don't see how people they can justify that.
Yeah.
You know?
What the market will bear if you're gonna if those
Oh, it's
seats
a
are
bear
gonna
market.
sell.
It's a bear market already.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as people keep spending that kind of cash, they're going to keep selling them. But I also saw something that the best day to buy tickets is, especially if you don't have any qualms about where you sit, is the day before or the day of the show.
Very nice.
You get better deals.
So coming out of traffic and weather, I'm going to do the last one. Is
Yes.
that correct? Okay.
Yes.
And I am teasing Charlie's commentary in the 8.
Sure. Or you can tease Rich Johnson coming up at 8:10.
Ah, okay.
And it's all about the stock market.
Do both if I can.
Yep.
Venture X from Capital One is the travel card for people always asking.
And the good thing on this Paul McCartney, we can play the whole damn song.
Woo!
It's only 2 minutes and 46 seconds. You know, you gotta love that.
And 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details. Are you ready for summer? Wherever summer takes you, make sure you take your favorite radio station with you in your adventures with the free iHeartRadio app. That's right, no matter how far from home you travel, this station, the music you love, and the best podcasts in the world will be right there with you in your pocket. Sunscreen, flip-flops, and the free iHeart app. Must-haves for any summer checklist. Download the free iHeartRadio app and discover music, radio, and podcasts you'll love this summer. We can do it.
Sir Paul McCartney's 80th birthday is tomorrow. With more on Sir Paul, here's Charlie.
Welcome into Friday. Hope you had a great week. Enjoy your weekend. Tomorrow, the birthday of who I think might just be the greatest singer-songwriter in history. One of the most successful composers and performers of all time.
That's no doubt.
That would be Sir James Paul McCartney, who turns 80 tomorrow. His songwriting partnership with John Lennon remains the most successful in history. He taught himself piano, guitar, songwriting as a teenager, influenced by his father, who was a jazz player, and rock and roll performers like Little Richard and Buddy Holly. Began his career as a member of the Quarrymen in 1957, which evolved into the Beatles in 1960. Now, starting with the 1967 album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, Paul gradually became the band's de facto leader, if he wasn't already, providing the creative impetus for most of their music and film projects. After the Beatles disbanded, he debuted as a solo artist with the 1970 album McCartney, then formed the band Wings with his first wife, Linda, and former Moody Blues original member, Denny Lane. Resumed his solo career in 1980 and has been touring as a solo artist since 1989 and still touring today. McCartney has written or co-written 32 #1 songs. His honors include 2 inductions into
Depending on the time, I may bring up in relation to McCartney. Somebody said to me this week, the Hendrix was playing, and he said Hendrix has to be the coolest rocker ever.
Oh.
Who was the coolest rocker ever? It's hard to beat Hendrix.
Dave Grohl.
Yeah,
Dave Grohl is cool.
But I'd say Hendrix is cooler. I mean, if you put them up next to each other, but it's good, and it's good because he's contemporary, whereas Hendrix is 60s.
McCartney. I'm Charlie Parker.
And here's the stories we're following
Huh,
for you this
that's
Friday
interesting. The
morning. A
coolest.
massive brush fire
Who's the
continues to
coolest?
burn on the city south side.
Coolest of the
See,
cool.
I go back to, Mick Jagger's pretty damn cool.
Jaggers, boom.
Pretty
Jaggers,
damn cool.
Jaggers in top 3.
See,
I
I
would
always
say. Or
thought
5.
John Lennon was cool.
I love John Lennon's my favorite artist
See,
ever.
I think he was cool.
Yeah,
When
I
you
do
say,
too.
because when I picture cool, I picture Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that kind of cool,
Steve McQueen in The Great Escape was like the coolest dude
ever
on earth.
Horrible movie.
40 Days Cooler.
Yeah. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah. Should have given Charity a heads up. I just thought.
That's all right. She plays along well. Flores Road. Come on, chick. Nobody talks like that here. Have you been to Flores Road or Broadway Street?
This report is sponsored by Thomas J. Henry, injury attorneys available 24/7.
According to NHTSA, in 2019, more than 5,000 people were killed
Oh, man.
large trucks in the U.S. If you were injured in an 18-wheeler,
When do you want me out of here? 55?
56 you can do.
56, okay.
law.com/radio, San Antonio, Texas.
And Jimi Hendrix comes on. We're listening to some Hendrix. And my brother-in-law, Doug McCoy, says to me, Hendrix has to be the coolest rocker ever. Right? So we're talking about Charlie doing the Paul McCartney tribute there with his 80th birthday coming tomorrow. Who was the coolest rocker ever? I think Jimi Hendrix is pretty hard to beat.
Yeah, that's hard, isn't it?
Give us one. It's not fair. Ooh.
Oh, hey, there's a good one. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh. Yeah, he definitely a talent. I'm going to go with Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
Grohl, modern
He
day.
is cool. He is cool.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to go when I was younger and growing up, I was a Mick Jagger. I thought Mick Jagger was cool.
Jagger's got to be in the conversation. Jagger's got to be top 5. I like Freddie Mercury a lot. And you brought up Tim a few moments ago off the air, and I agree. He's my favorite Beatle and my favorite artist. Mr. John Lennon
was cool.
Is pretty darn cool.
He was cool. Definitely cool.
Oh,
Robert Plant was cool. Yeah. And notice frontmen tend to be the coolest of the band. Not always,
right?
Because Dave Grohl with the Foo Fighters, he was behind the drums and in front of the mic, and with the Nirvana, he was strictly behind the drums. But he is cool.
Good point. Now, Jimi Hendrix, a member of the 27 Club, of course, and you had that span in one calendar year where we lost Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and Jim Morrison of the Doors. I think we can agree that Jim Morrison of the Doors was pretty darn cool.
I would go. Yes, except for Jim Morrison.
And sometimes he had energy, and other times,
but he was more of a subdued cool.
Yes.
Yeah. He kept him. He was inside himself.
Yeah, and as prolific as McCartney is, while we're having this conversation, none of us are going, "Oh, it's Paul McCartney." It's definitely Paul. I mean, I love Paul McCartney.
So do I.
Do not get me wrong. But was he cool? Was he quintessential cool? Is he cool now?
He is cool now. Yeah. I agree. He is cool now.
Yeah, if you can do what you do.
Yeah.
At age 80
and do it so well.
Yeah, and you were telling me last night McCartney closes out
the U.S. tour
in Jersey.
In Jersey, and
if you're in Jersey, who might just show up on the stage?
Of course,
with you?
John Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi came out and sang the birthday song to him with some balloons, but he invited the boss up, and they did a couple songs together. Then the boss came back at the end of the show to play guitar for the Abbey Road medley. Yeah.
Very cool, man. I wish I could have been there. All right, we got a big 8 o'clock hour coming up. We'll hear from Charlie Parker once again, commemorating Sir Paul McCartney, soon to be Lord Paul McCartney, by the way, his big birthday tomorrow. And coming right up, we will talk about the roller coaster stock market, interest rates, the economy, and more with national correspondent Rich Johnson. You're listening to San Antonio's First News on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Hey, good morning. It's Charity. Looking for a fair and honest deal when it comes to selling your firearms? Dury's Gun
Yeah, I did text. I gave Charity like
Yeah,
17 seconds notice.
Hey, that's plenty.
Cash offer in minutes. If your gun collection
See, I like to get the natural reaction from her sometimes.
come to you. Their knowledgeable staff, wide selection.
Yeah, I did not think of Freddie Mercury.
I didn't either. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Because I did like Freddie Mercury. I did like Queen a lot.
Not overstock or the latest fad in guns. There is a reason why they've been in business for
All right.
16 years in San
I had some kind of a weird had some kind of a weird meltdown here with this. I lost my camera, but I think I can get it back here. So let me see what I can do. Extra camera. There it is. And now I'm back. Look at the difference. The camera on the right, the one I'm looking at right now, this one is the one on board. This is a MacBook Air, and the other camera is an external camera. So show you my laptop is actually a MacBook. So that camera is the onboard camera. And so this is the camera that I have, which is a Logitech camera, which is an external camera, which you look at the clarity, it's just a much, this one on the left, the external camera is a much clearer camera. It's about a $50 camera, but if you're going to stream, and if you want to have the resolution just a little bit better, this little camera does the trick. Little Logitech camera on a tripod, and that's the one that we aim at Tim. So there's that.
We don't spend time getting ready. We are ready. That's what it means when we say we're on it. We're on it with dedicated.
Louisa never saw Queen or Freddie Mercury, but loved him. Yeah, he was the Bohemian Rhapsody movie. Highly recommend it. And I've got the DVD. I highly recommend the DVD because the bonus features, they do the full Live Aid set, uninterrupted, the one they shot for the movie and replicated, and it's so good. Louisa says Paul McCartney and Wings worth every penny, but Texas versus Alabama is a sellout. Scalpers have all the tickets. And the upper deck, 15 stories high, are $250, but tickets go up lower level, $500 to $3,000 to $5,000 to whatever you want to pay. Then pay an extra $50 per ticket for handling. Yeah, Louisa, a few years ago on opening day, it was Alabama versus USC at Jerry World. This is maybe 5 years ago by now. And tickets were so expensive, and I nearly did it. I said, how often does USC, my alma mater, come to my home state? So I thought it through, and I thought, okay, Alabama's probably going to beat USC. And what if I spent all this money and my team USC lost to Alabama? Then I'm going to be in that parking lot waiting at least an hour just to get out of there. And if USC loses, I'm going to be in a bummed out mood. And it turned out Alabama annihilated USC. It was something like 48-17, or it was something crazy. So I chose not to, and I made the right call. I remember watching it on TV going, I thank God I'm not at this game and having to go home now in traffic and having spent just all that money. Yeah, Louisa has the Bohemian Rhapsody DVD. Highly recommend it because the movie's so darn good. You get bonus features like commentary and that Live 8 that full Live Aid set as a bonus feature. It's worth the price of the DVD. Thank you, Rayson. Good to have you here, man. All of you. Thank you. Linda, Rayson, Louisa, Tracy, John, anybody else who's here at the moment. It's cool having you. And a lot of times you guys will say something that'll spark conversation on the air. And over when I was at Ticket as well, a lot of times you guys have something, sometimes breaking news that we didn't see yet, that you just noticed like it's happening right now, and we'll go run it down. And Linda saying Jim Morrison, the coolest rocker ever. I think that's Jim is certainly on that list. I love me some Jim Morrison and the Doors.
But the committee does have a subpoena power and can force someone to testify if they choose to go that route. Hearings resume today. Bexar County deputies will soon start carrying extra equipment to help them deal with active shooter situations. Sheriff Javier Salazar says all deputies will be required to carry battering rams, ballistic shields, and sledgehammers in their patrol vehicles. Right now, only some deputies have those tools, but Salazar says he wants every patrol deputy carrying those items in their vehicle every day. He says
Steve DeRocco,
not to wait around for
the original Rock.
in after a shooter. A suspect is in custody after two people were shot to death.
See if I can pull up a Steve DeRocco video for you.
Last night at St. Stephen's Episcopal Church in Vestavia Hills, outside
My
Birmingham.
Facebook isn't up, or is it?
For a potluck dinner. No information's been released about the suspect or the victims. A third shooting victim survived and is being treated for undisclosed injuries. A hearing yesterday conducted by the January 6th committee focused
Steve
on
DeRocco, the original Rock,
Pence may have played the day of the Capitol
the
riot.
original Italian Stallion, co-founder of the San Antonio Polar Bear Club.
Former federal judge Michael Ludig warned Pence that an effort to tilt the scale toward Mr. Trump would plunge the country into what he termed a revolution. Another warned that states weren't on board. President Eastman argued that Pence had parliamentary muscle in the joint session, even though previous vice presidents rejected such tactics. But Pence's counsel testified that Eastman apparently wanted two sets of rules, and a special one for Trump.
At least 3 more hearings are expected this month. President Biden signed into law a measure aimed at cutting shipping costs that have helped spur inflation. The Ocean Shipping Reform Act passed unanimously in the Senate and got bipartisan support in the House. President Biden put pen to paper Thursday, making it law. It allows the Federal
It's not working.
Commission to investigate late fees.
That's too bad. I was gonna share a video with you, but it's not letting me.
$190 billion in profit in 2021, 7 times higher than the year before.
Unless I do it like this.
Costs that produce that profit got passed on to consumers. Lawmakers believe the newly signed act should prompt
There's Steve DeRocco, the original Rock.
in Washington. Jill Nato, Fox News. The White House this week shifted from blaming Russia for the current high gas prices to oil companies saying they are not producing enough. Texas Republican Congressman Austin Pfluger says that's ridiculous.
We're in a very complex threat environment right now. We have to think about this. Please quit declaring war on U.S. domestic production.
He told the House committee hearing this week that drilling permits are slow walked by the administration, making it more difficult to ramp up production. The average cost for regular unleaded is now $5 a gallon nationally. That's
Tim Merryman is back.
Just a year ago, and the spike is having a ripple
Yeah, let's
effect
get
for the
my
entire
Jamaica
economy.
update.
Several San Antonio area fire crews are
Does he have COVID?
No, I don't think so. Doesn't sound like it.
Good.
But, you know, I kissed him. I hope he doesn't.
Just no tongues.
Oh, well, shit. Now you tell me.
Damn it. Damn it. Okay.
You have to agree. One of the coolest of all time is Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
All right.
The American Mick Jagger.
Yep.
The San Antonio Symphony will soon be shut down as a result of an
I do like
ongoing
me some
labor
Steven
dispute.
Tyler.
The symphony's board of directors announced yesterday that they had
Man, I go outside and warm up and come in here and freeze to death, man.
for Chapter 11.
Welcome to iHeartRadio.
The symphony's musicians have been on strike since
Can't take it
September,
much longer.
as
Come
the
on, man.
Symphony Society of San Antonio and the local chapter of the American Federation of Musicians failed to come to terms. The board's decision brings.
Yeah, Rayson, I agree. Rayson talking about it seems the nation has become polarized. I long for the days when we just red, white, and blue hearts loved each other. Remember post 9/11
I was
for
just
like
gonna say that, man.
for a
Is that
moment.
what does it take? Is
Yeah.
that what it takes?
And that ended quickly.
Yes.
Within a few months. Yeah.
But I remember that feeling right after that. Just how proud I was to live in this country. And I'm still proud to be an American, but sometimes I question what the hell is going on.
Texas put into effect a year ago. A former Spur and Golden State Warriors head coach Steve Kerr is joining some elite company with his 9th career NBA championship. Kerr with 5 rings as a player and now 4 as a coach.
Rich Johnson. God, why do I know this guy? Rich Johnson. I think he used to work for Fox or ABC or somebody. We're just trying everybody out now is what we're doing. Although I did blow that Nicole chick off yesterday again. I did not ask for her. This one we had a conversation about Rich.
No matter where you are, we are live anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Charity McCurdy, News Radio 1200 WOAI. A check of your traffic and weather together coming up.
Finding style.
Hello, Sam Tobias.
Is easy. You just need to see World Car Kia.
Steve Duraco, the original rock.
2022 Sportages, 2022 Sorrentos, 2022 Souls, and more.
Ah.
World Car Kia. Trade now. You'll get all the money for it and can get your new Kia and save. Plus, every new vehicle comes with World Car's lifetime warranty and lifetime roadside assistance. Visit any of our stores in San Antonio or New Braunfels. Kia. World Car Kia.
Lifestyles Unlimited has been helping people like you get financial freedom for a long time now, and they're offering a membership and a 2-day online seminar for only $297. This is normally $740. Because you listen to my program and because you're going to use my promo code, you're going to save a ton of money. FinancialFreedomLivestream.com. FinancialFreedomLivestream.com. Use my promo code PAGS. That's PAGS. And get this severe discount and save some money while learning how to make money. They've got member-only tools that'll be available to you, the event calendar, videos and forms for you. They've got Q&A with investors, step-by-step help for you.
So Sam wants to know who will win the Stanley Cup. Do you have a
Avalanche?
The Colorado Avalanche, Sam. Tim Merryman has watched more Stanley Cup hockey than I have.
They're pretty damn good. They're pretty damn good.
Get with them right now. Financial Freedom Livestream.
Tampa Bay's good too, but I think the Avalanche are better.
And save a ton of money right now. That's
All I know is that it's not 8:30 yet. Okay.
Hello, this is
Say, wait a minute, there's golf on.
Cordell & Cordell is a firm that practices family law exclusively. We focus on only one area of the law to maximize our strength and effectiveness.
So when I do that short segment right before Charlie's commentary, I might bring up the symphony.
Yeah, do it.
So I'll
that works.
just get a reaction.
Whoa, man, MJ DeFew is on fire right now.
One of Cordell & Cordell's San Antonio area attorneys. Offices in San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, is the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-738-9900. That's 800-738-9900. You're always just minutes away from the latest news, traffic, and weather. And breaking news when it happens. News Radio 1200 WOAI.
San Antonio's first news on this finally Friday edition. Mr. T, along with Charity McCurdy and Chris Duel. Stock market roller coaster continues in light of the increase in interest rates. National correspondent Rich Johnson joins us right after traffic and weather.
On
On the northeast side, we have a grass fire reported on Thousand Oaks Drive at Forest Park Parkway. Expect delays. Downtown, we have an accident reported I-37 southbound just before Carolina Street. On the northwest side, we have an accident reported at the intersection of Forest Park Road and Babcock Road. On Loop 410 east on McCallan, and the accident before Kinnear's been cleared. The exit ramp has been reopened. And on the southwest side, we have some road debris blocking the right lane of Old Pearsall Road under Loop 410, so expect delays. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Sunny skies today, highs in the upper 90s. Tomorrow, clouds in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. And on Father's Day, partly cloudy, highs 100. It's 77 right now. Well, the Fed raised the interest rates 0.75%. The stock market roller coaster continues. We welcome in national correspondent Rich Johnson. So what does this all mean? And I know there's looks like another rate hike coming possibly in July. That's all right. Ow.
My goodness. Rich, this is Chris. As we dial it down on the spending, I know a lot of people probably going to avoid big purchases, whether it be a home, whether it be a vehicle. Will that then have a ripple effect on those industries, on real estate, car sales, things like that?
It's just hot. All right, before we let you go, tomorrow is Sir Paul McCartney's 80th birthday. Do you have a favorite Paul McCartney or Beatles song? Oh, yeah. So you're not going to answer the question. All the Beatles songs are your favorite. Okay. Appreciate it, Rich. That's national correspondent Rich Johnson.
Great exit question, especially with McCartney.
Well, he brought up the Eagles going into it, so I figured, why
that
not?
was very cool.
Why not?
So, I'm a little disappointed you didn't answer the pick one.
I know.
It's like I'm the same way. I can't
I know,
really
it's
pick,
hard.
but I'll throw out Hey Jude at you or Come Together.
I am real partial to I've Just Seen a Face. I like that one a lot.
She said, "In My Life, my God,
life is a great one." And see, if you have to nail me down to a favorite Beatles song, I will go with Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, the album. That entire album is, by far the best album ever made.
A Day in the Life. Jesus,
the whole thing. The whole thing. I mean, my God.
So here I out by about 24 and I throw to the commentary?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and stupid me, I went and saw that Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band movie.
Peter Frampton? Yeah.
Yeah. It was so fucking
What I didn't know until I listened to the Beatles channel, Frampton.
Actually, I'm going to take this and throw it to headlines, and then you'll take it in that last segment.
Right. Yeah. Coming out of headlines. Okay.
Yeah. So what were you saying?
Frampton sat in on a number of as a studio musician.
Oh yeah, he was a great.
So when I saw that though, I didn't realize Frampton had a Beatles connection.
Yes.
When I saw
it was just such
I saw it at the Wonder Theater.
I saw it at the Westwood Twin. Yeah,
and I was as disappointed as you were.
Man.
It was horribly bad.
It was bad. Yeah. It was, and it had all the makings to be.
Should have been
fantastic.
Should have been through the roof. Yeah.
And then it turned out to just be a piece of crap.
Got to sneeze. Try to sneeze outside the door.
Get your kids started at the game with summer camps with the best instructors in San Antonio at San Pedro, Chicalago, and Cedar Creek. Memberships are available for those that play a little, or if you're one of those that plays a lot.
I think I already picked up Charlie's COVID. He walked in.
That's okay. I'm wearing a condom. So. Fuck you, Andy.
Golf elitist.
No, see, I used to do the Alamo City Golf Trail, and then.
Oh, so he stole it from you?
Well, he's now the account executive.
So you just took it?
Yeah. I don't think that's right.
Well, I used to, when I worked on the ticket, it's like only like 3 people sell tickets.
I know.
Andy's one of them.
Yeah.
David. So Andy will.
Yeah.
If he sells it, Andy's voicing it.
Yep.
And then J.C. Carpenter sold it.
Yeah.
Sent them all to Taylor, and then he left.
Yeah.
So we were down.
Yeah.
Nobody else sold the ticket.
No, they don't. And they don't sell Spurs. They don't sell shit. Cowboys. We carry the Cowboys when it's a national broadcast. We don't get shit. We're so just lame. And apparently it's not that way everywhere else.
Apparently
I don't understand
not.
how we can just keep doing this.
Yeah.
Wines, spirits, and finer foods. The fun starts here.
Just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together on this finally Friday Father's Day weekend edition of San Antonio's First News. Mr. T along with Charity McCurdy and Chris Duel. And we've been taking your talk back. We're letting you pick up the mic and talk a little bit about your father. We've had some dad jokes. We've had some advice from dads. And this is some more advice. And this is something we can all live by.
True.
Wiser words were never spoken. That is so true. And it's good to know that fathers are still dispensing wisdom. I love that. All right, coming up, your weekend earworm before we turn things over to Glenn back at 9 o'clock, right before your Sean Hannity Morning Minute that's brought to you by Inspire.
Well, the dry conditions are fueling a Southside brush fire in a hay field that's grown to 400 acres.
Hay field.
Another hearing is planned today as the Texas House Investigative Committee looks into the police response to the Uvalde school shooting last month. All Bexar County Sheriff's deputies will now have the required gear needed to respond to an active shooter in their patrol car. And a week after Father's Day, air traffic.
Why didn't they have that to begin with?
Soon be able to get that margarita or Modelo to go at airport
Yes, sir.
restaurants. We'll have more coming up. Right now, traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the northeast side, we have a glass fire reported at the intersection of 1000 and
Ridge Drive at Wurzbach Parkway. Expect delays. On the northwest side, the accident being working on the intersection of Wurzbach Road and Babcock Road has been cleared. On the southwest side, we have some road debris. It's a large piece of machinery on the roadway. This is on Old Pearsall Road under Loop 410, so expect delays there. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by the Ben Ferguson Podcast.
Coming up on the Ben Ferguson podcast, Republicans sell you out on your Second Amendment rights. So who are these? Yes, the Ben Ferguson podcast now.
Your Father's Day weekend forecast today: sunny, hot, highs in the upper 90s. Tomorrow, cloudy in the morning, sunny in the afternoon, and hot, highs in the upper 90s, near 100. And on Father's Day, partly cloudy skies, highs 100, 77 degrees.
Beautiful music. Jeremy Kolok, your soundscape stylist.
It's cool.
Rocking the free world. Gotta love him. San Antonio's first news. I'm Chris Duel, along with Mr. T, Tim Merryman, Charity McCurdy in the 24-hour news center. And Charity, you've been reporting this symphony story, the San Antonio Symphony, dissolved by its board of directors. Now, the musicians had been on strike since September of last year. There have been contract disputes and negotiations, but and I don't understand the mechanics of it all, Charity, but all I know is the 7th largest city in America should have a symphony and find a way to keep its symphony afloat. I think it's a big part of the culture of the city, and I can't believe this is going away. Oh. Hello. Mm-hmm.
Well, when's the last time either one of you have been to the symphony?
It was about 6 years ago.
That's the problem. We don't go enough.
Yeah.
If we don't get people out there to go see them, it's hard to sell tickets, and that's probably why it's dissolving.
Now, Charity revealing she was in the band. I was in the band at Pat Neff Middle School. Charity, what instrument did you play in the band? Nice.
Ooh.
I like it. Very good.
Nice.
I was an alto saxophone player at Pat Neff, and nobody told me, Tim, if they would have said, hey, man, chicks dig sax players. Nobody told me. So when I went to Holmes High School, I quit band.
I actually quit before I got to high school.
Damn it.
Yes, but I played alto sax as well.
See, band directors, you need to tell young boys, chicks dig saxophone players. I would have kept playing. I would have played through high school. I'd be playing in clubs right now. Nobody told me. Leland B. Schultz was the band director.
Mr. Salinas.
Mr. Schultz, how dare you, sir?
And the only thing I ever figured out how to play on my own was the war song. The sax in there. Why can't we be friends?
Nice.
That was it. That was the one thing I taught myself.
We might have to bring a sax in here for you to reprise
that. Let's do it. I think I can probably still do it.
Maybe
it's
next
been
week.
A long time.
Yes.
Part of the musical where we do San Antonio's first news, the musical. I'll be in the band.
I like it. Well, and percussion by Charity McCurdy. It's going to be huge. Speaking of music, Mr. Charlie Parker with his commentary on the 80th birthday of Sir Paul McCartney. Here it is.
Had a great week. Enjoy your weekend.
That was fun.
It was fun. I didn't know you played alto sax.
Alto sax. I played it badly.
I wasn't.
I was never that good.
But that was the only thing I ever taught myself. Was
but if they'd have told me,
lowrider.
The deal was, I was like, some of my friends were. It's like, well, band's not cool. So it's like when I was going from middle school to Holmes, it was like, well, I can't go. If band's not cool, I want to be cool.
My problem was my band director was a fucking dick, and you know what? Come to find out, you got lots of trouble for molesting kids.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
not good.
and he used to take them on these campouts and shit. You know, people that he liked in the band.
Yeah.
He would take on these campouts, and I never got invited because he didn't like me.
God.
Yeah, and then kind of find out years after I left there that, hey, probably a good reason. as to
I was
why.
my freshman year. I didn't go to Holmes. I went to Antonian. Because it was college prep. And I said, oh, that's. It turned there was a priest there. It turned out who was enjoying a little extracurriculars with the boys. And a guy I knew in that class was one of the victims.
And has been touring as a solo
So
artist
widespread.
since 1989 and still touring today. McCartney has written or co-written 32 #1 songs. His honors include 2 inductions into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Bill, lots of Beatles tributes today.
As a solo artist in 1999, an Academy Award, 18 Grammy Awards, an appointment as a member of the Order of the British Empire in 1965, and a knighthood in 1997 for services to music. And that is just barely scratching the surface. Oh, he has sold over 500 million records and one of the wealthiest musicians in the world with an estimated fortune of about $2 billion. Happy birthday tomorrow to Sir James Paul McCartney. I'm Charlie Parker.
This is San Antonio FC Insider, brought to you by Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel.
It'll be a first-time showdown Saturday when San Antonio FC welcomes Oakland Roots SC to Toyota Field. SAFC enters Week 15 of the championship tied atop the table with Colorado Springs Switchbacks sitting on 30 points, while Oakland is just below the playoff line in 9th, sitting on 21. Roots does
Cody Bland, Yellow Submarine. Good choice.
Carlson has recorded 10 goals, the only player in the championship with a double-digit goal total to this point. Kickoff tomorrow night is at 8. Tickets available at San Antonio.
Charity McCurdy coming up with the headlines.
Feeling lucky? Well, you should be. With over 3,300 slot machines, fantastic dining options, top payouts, and Players Club VIP offers when you sign up. You can't help but feel lucky. Sign up now to enroll in our Players Club for special offers. And the best part, stay the night in our hotel and experience the best Southwest barbecue in Texas at the Red Sky Grill. Wake up and do it all over again. The Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel in Eagle Pass, Texas, where winners stay and play.
Hey, it's Charity. You know, there's a safe, easy way to sell your firearms in San Antonio, and it's with Dury's Gun Shop. They've been around since 1959, helping San Antonians with all of their firearm needs. You can sell with confidence, knowing you're getting a fair and honest deal from Dury's. You'll get an instant cash offer for your guns in minutes, consignment sale or auction. If your gun collection's a bit bigger, a Dury's firearm expert can come to you. Their knowledgeable staff, wide selection, and gunsmithing services sets Dury's above the rest. There's a reason why they've been in business for over 60 years, because they're doing it right. Check out Durys.com or visit them at Loop 410 between Nacogdoches and Broadway.
Make this the year you go to our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Right now.
John, I do remember the cartoon. I thought it was cool. I used to watch it as a kid. Yes, Amber. Chris Farley interviewing Paul McCartney was outstanding. Totally agree.
Pre-sale tickets are limited and will go fast at iHeartRadio.com/Capital One.
Don't let a slick Willie or some Johnny come lately throw you a fast one. Go with a trusted pro you can count on. Your independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer is trained to be the best. Quality service before and after installation. American Standard Air.
Go with the pros at Aramindia, the same company South Texans have trusted for over 30 years. American Standard. Comfort the way you like it, comfort you can afford.
Aramindia. Number THCLA 447668. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Elizabeth Warren, they're all attacking America's tech innovators. The left's bill, S2992, would take away the digital tools small businesses rely on, empower China to beat America in the race for new technologies, and increase the risk of cyber attacks. When liberals attack America's tech innovators, they're really attacking everyday Americans and Main Street businesses. American jobs, America's security, and the online privacy of the American people are all on the line.
Why would Senate conservatives support this liberal agenda that threatens American innovation? We need to stop Pelosi, Schumer, Warren, and the rest of the DC liberals from taking away our technology and making China stronger at America's expense. Call the U.S. Senate today at 202-224-3121. Tell Senate Republicans to oppose S-2992. ProtectingTaxpayers.org, paid for and authorized by Taxpayers Protection Alliance.
Former Bexar County District Attorney Nico LaHood is your host for Sidebar, a new show with a unique take on life and the law today. Sidebar, Saturday mornings at 9 with Nico LaHood from the LaHood Norton Law Group on News Radio 1200 WOAI.
We're in the most active season of the year right now, and hip pain, knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain sucks the fun right out of living. I'm Charlie Parker with fantastic news. QC Kinetics is helping people get the fun back. Advanced regenerative treatments. Regenerative medicine, basically taking growth factors with healing properties from your own body and putting them into your aching joints. And it's done by local medical professionals. This exciting in-office non-surgical treatment can repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. And patient satisfaction reports are incredible. Call QC Kinetics now to learn more about regenerative medicine. Get a free in-office consultation. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. They're in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. 210-571-0318.
What makes me proud? Our mix of traditions and our sense of togetherness, celebrating our cultures, eating brisket and tamales.
For me, it's all about how we always put others first, like our healthcare workers that make up our community.
I am proud to be local, and I am proud to be a part of Community First, a local nonprofit health plan option that is made of people like me, that knows and understands the needs of our community. Community First Health Plans, proud to be local, proud to be your plan.
This is News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio, an iHeart radio station.
The funerals for the victims of the Uvalde school shooting have come to an end. It's Friday. Good morning. I'm Charity McCurdy with our top stories and traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the northeast side, we have a glass fire reported at the intersection of Thousand Oaks Drive at Wurzbach Parkway. Expect delays. On the northwest side, the accident we're working on the intersection of Wurzbach Road and Babcock Road has been cleared. On the southwest side, we have some road debris. It's a large piece of machinery on the roadway. This is on Old Pearsall Road under Loop 410, so expect delays there. If you happen to see any traffic issues, give us a call on the traffic tip line. The number is 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is sponsored by the Mark Moss Show podcast.
The Fed says they can't stop inflation without crashing the economy, but their latest remarks reveal their sinister plan. I'm Mark Moss, each week discussing the decentralized revolution. So join me for the Mark Moss Show on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Your Weather Channel forecast for this Friday: sunshine, a high in the upper 90s. Tonight's low 72. Right now we're up to 77 degrees. 8:33 at News Radio 1200 WOAI. Only one funeral remains for the victims of last month's deadly school shooting. Yesterday, 11-year-old Layla Salazar was the last shooting victim to be buried in Uvalde. The final victim, 10-year-old Uzziah Garcia, will be buried in his hometown of San Angelo. Meantime, the Texas House of Representatives committee investigating the Robb Elementary mass shooting met yesterday and heard testimony from 5 witnesses. The Robb Elementary School principal and superintendent testified about the shooting in which 19 students and 2 teachers were killed. Texas Representative Dustin Burrows said that the committee is still finalizing a witness list.
The Uvalde ISD Police Department is being cooperative. We look forward to their testimony. We're very appreciative of that. There is a question mark, however, about the Uvalde Police Department itself, about whether or not they will visit with us voluntarily.
He says the others they visited with were open and transparent. The third public hearing of the committee investigating last year's Capitol attack revealed then Vice President Mike Pence's life was in danger.
That a confidential informant from the Proud Boys told the FBI the Proud Boys
would have killed Mike Pence if given a chance.
California Democrat Pete Aguilar described Secret Service efforts to move Pence and said rioters were angry that Pence had not agreed to take steps to overturn the 2020 presidential election. A third American is missing in Ukraine. The news comes after 2 U.S. military veterans, both from Alabama, were reported missing, with a photo showing them in back of a Russian truck with their hands tied. They were last heard from as their group was taking heavy fire near the Russian border last week. The third American, 49-year-old Grady Karpasi, volunteered to join Ukraine's fight against the Russian invasion and arrived in Kyiv on March 21st. Karpasi served in the Marine Corps for 20 years and retired last November. The FBI is investigating a rash of vandalism and attacks on pregnancy centers since a leaked Supreme Court opinion about abortion access.
The FBI is investigating attacks and threats on pregnancy centers as potential acts of domestic violence. In a statement, the agency says it takes all threats seriously and will work closely to protect communities, pregnancy resource centers, and faith-based organizations. Some spray painted with the slogan "Jane's Revenge." The centers have been targeted in the weeks following a leaked Supreme Court draft opinion indicating the majority of justices are prepared to overturn abortion protections in place since the Roe v. Wade decision. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
There have been a record number of illegal immigrants caught crossing the southern border for the third month in a row. The latest report from Customs and Border Protection showed there were about 240,000 encounters in May. More than half were single adults. If this surge stays on trend, agents will break last year's total next month. And those Border Patrol agents accused of whipping a group of migrants may be in trouble.
Viral photos show the agents on horseback stopping a group of Haitian migrants in Texas. They're reportedly facing administrative violations. The National Police Association is now suing, claiming that the dealings have been done behind closed doors.
We have asked for records, including any documentation of it concerning this interaction.
The agents have already been cleared of any criminal conduct. Claims that whips were used on illegal immigrants have widely been debunked. The agents were holding the horses' reins.
Charlie asked me if anybody's complained that his commentaries are too long. I said, yeah, me.
We have. How did he react?
And he goes, what? I said, yeah, dude. You know how it is? I said, I understand the Paul McCartney book.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to get everything in a minute and a half. I said,
Yeah.
you know how it goes? I said, minute and a half. That's what it was supposed to be. Or I'll try harder. He goes, Monday, you're fucked because it's Audie Murphy's birthday. So that's another long one.
That'll be 17 minutes.
Yeah. Has anybody complained? I said, yeah, who? And I said, me.
That's very funny.
What do you mean? I said, dude, come on. You know, you've been in there. You know how it goes. We only have so much time and you're eating it up.
Starting next week, Walmart will raise wages for pharmacy technicians.
As I always tell my wife, don't ask a question if you don't really want the answer.
Good point.
Because you might not like it. This next story is going to be fun.
Okay.
Because I love this kind of shit.
What do you got?
It's a tombstone with a hidden profane message.
Oh, that's
and
great.
It's been there for a while and nobody noticed it until now. And I'll explain what the profane message is. It's a hidden message, basically.
Cool.
Radio 1200 WOAI. Now traffic and weather together.
Whoa, Louisa says, thank you, Tim. They are too long. Ouch. Shots fired, Louisa.
Hey, I just tell it like it is, man. How do you make a tissue dance?
I do not know.
You put a little boogie in it.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll have some more dad jokes before this. I have to share this one that I love.
That number's 210-785-2601. I'm Shauna Dance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
Since nobody else wants to play today, I'm just wondering if people are taking an early weekend. You know, with it being a holiday on Monday.
could be. And again, we're asking them to do. No, but you've had huge
I know.
talkback days.
I
So
know.
Show on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh, yeah, it's almost time for us, isn't it? All right, it's time to lighten things up and have a little damn fun. I don't know how you feel about fun, but isn't it the best thing to have? Oh, thanks, Jeanette.
yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee, yeah.
Mother.
And now with the weather, here's Yippee. She
You
should,
bet
that
your
should be
sweet
her
bippy.
name, man. I'm yippee-ki-yay with your forecast.
She'd have a huge.
Oh
Everybody
my
would know
God!
her
Everybody
in the
would
market.
remember
It's
her.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Well, heading down the back stretch on this finally Friday, Father's Day weekend edition of San Antonio's First News. Mr. T, along with Charity McCurdy and Chris Duel. Coming up, your Sean Hannity Morning Minute brought to you by Insperity. And right before that, your weekend earworm. And I've already made a change. We were going to go with a Father's Day related song, but we have scrapped that. And now we're going with Paul McCartney. Which one?
Unappropriate choice.
Which one? You'll have to wait and see.
Ooh.
All right. So is this a harmless inside joke or is it tasteless? There is a cemetery in Iowa, and some people aren't happy with the tombstone. With one tombstone is in there because it has a hidden message. Now follow along. And just remember, each one of these is a different line. Starts out, forever in our hearts. And it goes to the next line. Until we meet again. Next line. Cherished memories known as. Next line. Our son, our brother. Next line. Father, papa, uncle. Next line. Friend and cousin. Now, if you look at it and read it, it just looks like a nice little poem. But the way the lines are set up, the first letter of each word on the left side spells out F off.
Wow.
And according to his daughter, she says it was intentional because it was definitely his term of endearment. And she also said that they didn't mean to offend anyone else in the cemetery. And of course, some people are raising a stink about it, even though it would not be obvious to most people who didn't know what to look for. But now that it's getting all this tension, people know what to look for, so they're upset. Is it a harmless inside joke or is it tasteless?
I go harmless.
I think it's harmless.
How many people are going to go, well, that letter plus that letter, so if you find it, then,
Yes, exactly. That's the way I look at it. And seriously, if it offends you, don't go look at it.
True. And, some people have a dark sense of humor. Some people, even though someone has died, want to pay tribute. And again, it was his term of endearment.
Yes.
They are paying tribute to their dad.
And in a clever way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he just put that on his tombstone. No, he disguised it, and it's kind of clever, actually.
They're probably going to get some tourists now. We're going to come to that.
Where in Iowa can I go see that? Let's see, Field of Dreams, and then the cemetery where the guy has the profane message on his tombstone.
Two things I want to see in Iowa.
Exactly. That's the other thing, too. Why don't people have a sense of humor anymore? Once again, if you get offended, I would say, unless it's your relative, what are you doing looking at his tombstone anyway?
Don't visit that grave. You can visit any other grave you like if this one offends you.
And speaking of sense of humor, it is a Father's Day weekend, and we've got some input via the talkback, but nobody wants to play with the dad joke, so I'm going to give you some. Here are just a couple more before we hit the break here. I asked my wife if I was the only one she slept with. She said yes. The others were 7s and 8s. The last one I'll give you. I ordered a chicken and an egg from Amazon. I'll let you know. That might be my favorite.
That was good.
I still like the one I asked my wife if I was the only one she slept with. God, that sounds like something my wife would say. Big plans for the weekend?
Not really. Tomorrow's like moving day. I got to move from my mom's back to
your house.
And then I have to clean. It takes me like 4 hours to clean.
Oh, I know.
It's like I'm room service at my mom's place.
Yeah, I really don't have shit going on this weekend.
But today, episode 2 For All Mankind, season 3 on Apple TV Plus.
See, I got damn golf to watch.
I am all over it.
I'll watch golf. Oh, I gotta go front. Oh, fuck. Forgot all about that.
With sub-zero prices on a Siberian-sized selection of mitten-worthy mixers, shivery suds and seltzers, and refreshing.
Thank you, Linda. Linda says you're such a good son. Thank you. Tell all your friends.
Selection for Miles has me perky as a penguin on prom night.
My bride's just happy I started wearing pants under my chaps again. You certainly put the nub in nuptials.
Very cool, Linda. Linda says, my dad was in World War II and a Marine for life. Once a Marine, always a Marine.
Amen.
Would talk about his time in Guam and gave me the love of music.
Beautiful.
Very cool.
Beautiful.
Texas education has been rocked by school closures, critical race theory in classrooms, and disrespectful school boards.
Very
Students
cool.
are falling behind. Parents are frustrated by what's happening to their children. They deserve to know what's being taught in schools and make the decision that's best for their kids. Join the Texas Public Policy Foundation in the fight to restore parental rights. Go to txparentsmatter.com to get more information about events in your area and how to stay involved. That's txparentsmatter.com. Because in Texas, parents matter. Political ad paid for by Texas Public Policy Foundation.
What will put you on cloud 9 this June? It's Diamonds Direct's most amazing offer this year. Right now, for a limited time on any purchase, the best price. Pay nothing down and get 5 years zero interest financing. If you've been swollen over that $5,000 designer ring, right now it's only $85 a month. $3,000 diamond studs for just $50 a month, and they're yours. Don't miss this special limited time financing exclusively at Diamonds Direct. Get details and more at diamondsdirect.com.
Rising home values mean that you could have more home equity than you might imagine. And if you're considering a refi,
When I get older.
Loan Depot could save you thousands. Ask about their smart term loans, cash out, and over 300 loan options to find just the right mortgage loan for you. Call now, 866-888-LOAN, or go to loandepot.com. Loan Depot, where home means everything. Rates are subject to change. Equal housing opportunity lender.
You know, since Brian hasn't been here this week, we haven't played near as many promos as we normally do.
Giving it your all on the court. Make sure you have the
I can see him popping them in there when he's here in the building. I can watch him get put in at the last second.
Yeah.
Because I really don't think we play enough promos.
No, we need more, and we need more commercials.
This,
there's way too much talk time.
This report brought to you by this report, brought to you by this report.
Way too much content.
Yeah. Come on, man. We're talking a minute and a half at a time. Jeez, people, come on.
I'm trying to unclog these gutters. That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. Cost me $10,000. Wait, $10,000? Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been
Bow down.
your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You have to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter. Yeah, but I need to get these gutters
Noonan.
flowing now. That's why you
Noonan.
need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive.
Where's Lacey Underall when you need her?
Right? God, she was hot.
She was. What was her name? Cindy
something. Yeah,
used to know her name.
Yeah, great movie, by the way.
Classic. And again, this is one of those.
Yes.
I've watched it 1,000
I'll
times.
watch it
I
anytime
can
it's
watch
on.
it
Anytime it's
1,000
on, I will
more.
watch it. Not the second one though. The second one was
Oh my
a piece of
God.
shit. Jackie Mason was horrible. Should have never made a second one.
True. But they saw money. They
Of course
said,
they
all
did,
right.
because I was one of the stupid people that went and saw it.
Yeah, me too.
It's like, well, Caddyshack, come on. man.
Thank you, Louisa. Yeah, me too. I mean, I was counting down the days. Like,
Oh, I
what, 2
know.
weeks till
I know.
Caddyshack 2.
Yes, and then you come out going, damn, that sucked. There's nothing worse than going to a movie and walking out going, damn it.
Yeah.
For only $114. We will clean your system and make sure it's ready for the harsh San Antonio weather coming our way.
Good day to go see Top Gun Maverick.
That's true. I gotta go soon.
Nobody plays enough Glenn Campbell, I don't think.
I agree.
Thank you, Jeremy. Just ahead of headlines, traffic and weather together. We know that Yellowstone National Park has been closed due to all the heavy rains coupled with the melting snow and the rivers flooding, sweeping away bridges, roads, houses. Looks like it could reopen as soon as next week. That's cleaned up pretty quick.
That's real fast.
For now, all 5 entrances will remain closed through the weekend as they continue to assess the damages and see what they have to do to get everything opened up. But they say they're going to reopen as early as next week. Oh, that bridge that got wiped out, that was amazing. I mean, water is powerful.
Oh yes.
Amen to that. All right, Charity, what else is going on?
The FDA is authorizing Moderna.
We're just going to talk about Paul McCartney, The Weeknd.
Very cool.
The dry conditions are fueling a Southside brush fire in a hayfield that's grown to
Hayfield!
Another hearing is planned today as a Texas House investigative committee looks into the police response to the Uvalde school shooting that left 21
It sucked.
dead. San Antonio City Council's voted to adopt a new redistricting map. We'll have more coming up right now. Traffic and weather together.
From the WOAI Traffic Center.
On the northeast side, we have a grass fire reported at the intersection of Thousand Oaks. There's so much clearing this heavy machinery that fell off a truck onto the lanes of Old Pearsall Road under Loop 410. They are still in the process of clearing the street, so expect delays. I'm Shauna Nance, News Radio 1200 WOAI.
This report is the Mark Moss Show.
The Fed says they can't stop in the economy, but their latest remarks reveal their sinister plan. I'm Mark Moss, each week discussing the decentralized revolution. So join me for the Mark Moss Show on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Your Weather Channel Father's Day weekend forecast. Yep, that's what it's going to be. Right now, it's 77 degrees. Coming up, your Sean Hannity Morning Minute brought to you by Insperity, and you are just minutes away from your weekend earworm. It is Father's Day weekend. Charity, big plans? That's the way it should be. And Chris, after you go see Top Gun Maverick, what do you got planned?
After Top Gun Maverick, and don't forget, a week from today, the Elvis movie drops. I am a freak for a show on Apple TV Plus called For All Mankind, an alternate history of the space race. So I'm going to sit down and watch that.
Very cool. Well, tomorrow, Sir Paul McCartney's 80th birthday.
Woo!
It is time for your weekend earworm. And just remember, Chris brought this up earlier. Remember when he did this song?
Very nice. That was an excellent choice, I believe.
I do too.
Woo!
But
how dare you with Charlie in the building?
Oh, no.
Overrided.
I told him I overrode him. You know, hey, you want to change it? Come back. No sideline reporters allowed.
That's funny.
Would you lock the door? Will you still need me?
You just so put together, man. What a great. They were so good. And remember in the Sgt. Pepper's movie, George Burns doing this?
Oh, God. I forgot until you were.
Send me a postcard, drop me a line, stating point of view. Indicate precisely what you mean to say. More. Meet me when you still feed me. When I'm 16 more.
Adios, amigos. See you next week. Thanks for